Boom, 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 boom. Boom. We're live. Are we live? Are we live? I don't know yet. We know how this works. Instead of trusting the system, I have to check myself. Every time. Because the days that I don't check myself are the days that it goes wrong. There we go. It sounds like we're going good though. So I hope everyone is doing all right. Oh, sorry. There was reveals, but it was Kamen Rider and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So we're good. I was gonna say Final Frieza should be getting revealed at any point here, but not yet. So that's a-okay. So I don't have to emergency throw Instagram up on the screen yet, but we'll see. Something could happen. Something could happen to where we might have to pull Instagram up. I doubt there's going to be a reveal. I'm still very much in the belief that Monster Arts is probably going to, or at least the Godzilla and Gamera lines of Monster Arts are going to take about a month off. Our next reveal, in my opinion at least, with, nothing to go off of besides my own wits, is I think Kaiser will be the next reveal, and I think that'll probably be in May. You got sick? No. I'm so sorry, Shark. I also have been in and out of sick. South Dakota got slammed with snow the other day. And I've been dispensing orders at work, being stuck out in the cold, so I'm kind of nasally again, but I've been more just having like blood clots and stuff form in my nose, and then I blow my nose and, boogers come out and they're all bloody, and then I get a bloody nose in a little bit. It's kind of gross, but hey, James. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. How you doing? I'm pretty excited. I am pretty excited for this month. Sorry. Getting weird updates on my phone. I'm pretty excited for this month. We have... So here towards the end, I'm kind of, again, my poop in a group figured out. We have Kong's review up, the first review of the month. Sorry. So we already talked about that, so we're not going to go into that too much. But regrettably, this page, because this is the public YouTube page and not my own, I'm sure if I actually clicked, yeah, it would just go into content. If we're on my phone, it would show it. I do have the next review ready to go, and it's scheduled for tomorrow, and that's the Tiga Power Shinko Seiho Ultraman review. So, yeah, here it is. Hopefully this doesn't show anything. To 4K once again. This will be going live tomorrow at 4 p.m. CST. So hopefully you guys are excited. Hey Growly, how's it going? Hopefully y'all are excited. I know, once again, Ultraman, it takes a lot to get into. There's a lot of it. So, nope, and that's a Saint Seiya release. Okay, maybe I'll keep Instagram on in the background, so when I get a news pop, yeah, Sentai Seiya, I believe, Saint, oh fuck, I can't pronounce it. Doesn't matter. We're gonna move on. I'll keep this up, but this actually works out pretty well for me. Really quick, if you guys know, big Dragon Ball fan, I'll actually be able to get back into the Dragon Ball collecting a little bit this year. Not too much. Just newer stuff. Chance to Buy has opened this isn't a Chance to Buy, this is just a lottery. So this is a lottery gosh darn it. This is a lottery to hopefully get this figure. I've already entered in. I'm going to 100% make sure that I am in this, just to make sure. So, hopefully I can get this. And then also tonight, where's Big Bad Toy Store? Big Bad Toy Store, I guess the other day put out a hit saying that their regular buff Goku's the Super Saiyan Goku, the regular color of this guy. The U.S. Second reissue is about to hit the U.S. So BBTS did put out the notice, March 20th. Oh, I guess we get these at the same time, the re-releases. Oh shoot, that's cool. Huh. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, the BBTS already put out their, people canceled some pre-orders, so I now have this on pre-order myself, this Goku, which I never reviewed, so probably going to review it because I want to go back and review the figures that I regret not reviewing. Enjoyed your Shin statue reviews. Thank you. That's one of the Gokus I regret not reviewing, but because I had the first release. But yeah, very excited for this. Hopefully I can get it. Hopefully. We're actually, I did have to go on here because there was one thing I meant to check before before going live. I wanted to make sure. I have been violently checking all of the US sites that sell Godzilla merch, waiting for the gigantic Shins, some info on hopefully when the US pre-orders will be opening up, and I've got nothing. So they're not on X Plus. Standard's not here yet. Hobby Genki and HLJ both have their standards up. In fact, Genki sent me an email that I have yet to respond to, saying that I'll be charged by the 22nd of this month, which obviously I don't have the money. So I saw Super Boo's coming back. I want him. Yeah, Super Boo will be out at the end of the year. I got Super Boo immediately pre-ordered, not missing out on this time. That is legitimately one of the best figures ever made, period. It's so good, that Super Boo. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get some of these, like, one or two or couple off releases from other lines and just, like, fill out the channel with, like, just a random Dragon Ball review every now and then. That Super Boo is going to be a lot of fun. I never reviewed it when I originally got it, so otherwise the review would be up here on the channel. And it's not, so I never reviewed it. Which is weird, because oh man, that was a tough day selling that figure. I loved that Boo. Very, very, very awesome figure. Huge, super articulated. The accessories are good enough, although I think it comes with a Fat Boo accessory, so me not currently having Fat Boo kind of sucks. Yeah, it comes with the Candy Beam head. Yeah, no Super Boo review, but I did have it. It came out after this, though, pretty sure. Came out in between here. I'm sure it was out by the time that these reviews were popping off. It's 2019, so yeah, I miss that figure. I love that figure. I can't wait to get it. The Boo Saga was my favorite of the series. Hello. Hey, thanks, baby. How you doing? Glad my favorite Canon Z villain was done so perfectly. Oh yeah, Super Boo. Yeah. Hopefully we can get a Kid Boo someday in the Dragon Ball. Excuse me. That will be hopefully a day one pre-order. So I'm very excited for this Fourth Form 2.0 to get revealed. It should be revealed any moment now. I was looking at something. I guess something was wrong. These were the wrong photos on this figure. I was looking at the group chat. Someone saying this wasn't V3. So I don't know what's going on here. Some shenanigans with Tamashi, but yeah. So Tika Power Type review comes out tomorrow at 4 p.m. Check it out if you guys are interested. Excellent reissue figure. It's very important to mention that's a reissue. So Kid Boo does not exist. No. We were supposed to. Yeah. I don't know what to say. Whenever I hear the name Genki, just can't help but think of Genki from the Monster Rancher anime. Interesting. I don't think I've seen that. So yeah, Hottie Genki. Yeah. So that's kind of it for the channel. On Instagram, there we go. On Instagram, I'm gonna be trying to post photography not every day, but very close to every day. I'm gonna try something else differently. So I kind of typically post like 5 or 6 photos per drop, sometimes even more. Like this one's a maxed out one. I think this is all 10. Did I just like my own post? Disgusting. Instead of doing that from now on, I'm gonna be doing what I've kind of been doing a little bit, where it's just two photos. This is just one photo. Uh, this one's 5. I still feel like this one's a little heavy, but this is supposed to be just like a random drop. I don't even have God, these photos look terrible on Instagram. Maybe that's just the actual photo, seeing them up so large. Especially this one. This one does not look that bad on my phone. These I don't even have my lights on. Most of my photos I take, I'm just sitting here at the desk, literally taking a photo, no lights, nothing on it. This one had like some, and then obviously, the lights are on. But then this one's every. See, you can see here, professional lighting, no lighting at all. So that's typically how I like to do it. I like to just do all like natural, even though the lighting in my room sucks. But yeah, like this, I did like a big drop for this one. Instead of doing that, I think I'm gonna do smaller drops like this, where it's like maybe 3, 4, or 5. So, and these 3, the one about today, these are all edited. So I actually went in and not filtered, but I went and messed with my phone settings and went and did edits on it. So that's why these all look good. So I think this one looks really nice. It really made Mechagodzilla look super chrome. Kind of makes everything look dramatic. This one's all right. One thing I found out, I couldn't get these to light up quite the way that I wanted. In fact, I think this one ended up being better, where it makes everything look like it's, the blue is splashing out. Where here it looks really good here and here and kind of around here, but like then the actual angle, like only it's not even touching him. So it's just things I should have looked at. I was getting jumpy with my photos. Also, I was taking these photos while Larissa and I were home on a snow day we were watching Hell House, the Hell House series. So like this was literally, I think we finished up the second to last one when I took this one the other day. So but yeah, if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, here you go. I'm gonna be hitting my photography way harder, more posts, more everything. So are you using a dedicated camera to capture your photos? Just my phone. I have the newest iPhone, so it should be hopefully more than enough. I have a 17 Pro Max. Sorry, I'm just letting Larissa know that our son is spoiled, and he did not like my. You guys can. You can't really see it. Well, you can see it here, right in the corner, right there. That's a little bit of one of Tater's pillows. I have built a nest out of blankets and stuff, so he could actually like hang out during stream and just kind of chill. And he decided he didn't want that. He wanted the bed, so he went back to the bed. I have my lamp for the lighting. My lighting also sucks, even with my the ceiling light on mine is what I use, and then I have the high beams behind me, which work really well. It's just the cloth I'm using. I'm just using my blackout curtains. Don't look the best. So I'm still going back and forth between there. Post my Godzilla collection on your Pinterest board. Nice. I also use my phone for a camera. Yeah, that's for me nowadays. I feel like most people don't, unless you like are gonna go like really like high tech professional. Like if you're gonna spend $2,000 on a camera, you might as well just buy the newest iPhone or Samsung and get whatever their ultra premium version is and just go along with that, because these cameras basically can do it all. Now, of course, you have to be careful with all the AI editing tools and stuff, that are being hoisted into here. And then like Lightroom used to be a filtering app, but now it's mostly AI filters instead of legitimate filters. That was going to be my photo, like my an out of app, um, and my out of app photo editor. But like I said, it's now basically all AI. So no, no, I'm not going to touch it. Like this photo, I didn't even. This photo isn't even filtered or anything. This is just the raw photo of no lights and then just my my little my safety light. I have to cover the company, but my safety light. That's all that. That's all that is. Just this. No other lights in the room. Maybe my TV was on when I took this one. Oh gosh, I need to bring Reckiness out for more photos. I feel like Reckiness kind of got sat down on the shelf and then that was it. See you in about 2 hours? Yes, Larissa, my lovely Larissa, honey, baby girl. I will see you in 2 hours, my love. I should be done with stream. My mom's definitely looking to get a really high price camera. Yeah, that's right. Wait, do you film reviews on your phone? Yep, everything is done off the 17 Pro Max. Yep. That's why this year, or last year I should say, I was so antsy about the new phone, because I was like, the camera upgrade on this is going to be probably the next camera upgrade I'll have for another 3 or 4 years, which is basically what happened last time. I got the 14 Pro Max, and then I kept that until there was enough of an upgrade with the camera. So the 16 almost won me, but I had heard a rumor that there was more going into the 17, which ended up being mostly AI stuff, but it is what it is. The camera by itself, once you get all that turned off and you can ignore the rest, it's actually really, really fun. So, yeah, everything's off of my phone. Even right now, the editing is off of my phone. It's just off of the tablet, the iPad, my iPad Pro. Which should technically also be up for upgrade, but because I'm only editing on it, I'm not worrying about it too much. Yeah, so some notifications. Oh, we have a new follower. That's cool. We got a few more likes. That's cool. Thanks. If anyone did that because I self-promoted, thank you. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not too pressed about it. Like you guys can see here, like these numbers, low. I got 1,000 followers, but I get barely any likes, and that's okay. 71 was my last highest. 75, excuse me. Oh, wow. This one actually popped off. Collection haul. Yeah. 70, 35, 17, 100 on this one. This was a year ago. 2 years ago. 24. Yeah. You're in some time. These were the last ones to do, like, crazy numbers, these two. Yeah. These Yuji Sakai ones. Boy, I miss these Shins. That's for sure. These ones I miss. Instagram is not doing any of my photos. Yeah, look at that. Did you see that? It loaded incorrectly, and then it downgraded. I wonder if it's showing like that up on the screen. It's probably because my PC is only this isn't a 4K monitor, so. I think I uploaded a good enough video of my Shin spinning on my display stand. Tried my best to get up close, although it was hard to show the tail due to the lighting. Yeah, the tail on the Shins are always a pain in the butt. It was just a purple glow. Yeah, the Shin is so huge, and then lighting. That's maybe one thing that's it could under certain circumstances almost be annoying, as the figures it's so translucent that like even like here. Like, you can see the light shining through spots that I don't want the light to shine through. Or even the hand looks... You can see through the hand because of how translucent it is. So it's... getting a good, even run with this is a pain in the butt. And here is where that would actually be a good thing, but I don't have a second light. Because this photo would go so much harder if I also had the dorsal plates lit up. So... But, obviously... I don't have too many lights, so I'm screwed there. I am screwed there. Oh no. AI photo. See, this is why AI is not good. People just use it for just not the right things. It's really disappointing. It's really disappointing. Sorry, I'm just going and looking at this. You guys have no idea how much I've been just like since the gigantic shins have been revealed and kind of out. I may try again with different lighting, yeah. And that's all you can do. The nice and frustrating thing about photography is if you don't get it, the only way to get it is just keep trying. You know, look it up, you know, have some tips, ask a friend, stuff like that. But it mainly comes down to just like you just have to keep trying different angles. And it's so madly frustrating. I'm not even gonna lie. I get frustrated so easy with it. I managed to show off the tail for my statue though. There you go. There you go. Yeah. And that's it, you know. You'll find a way. You'll find a way. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, it seems like Instagram, or not Instagram, Tamashi is cooled down for the night. So that was a nice little surprise drop. Other things going on. Nothing. We're not going to stream or anything, but Dokkan does have a drop tonight. We have a new LR Majin Vegeta for Dragon Ball. That's pretty exciting. Drops at like 2 a.m. tonight, so I don't know what I'm going to do there. This might be the first banner. Well, I did this with Deborah too, where I didn't wake up at drop. I just slept, and then when I woke up, I did it. Mainly because I don't even have a multi-summon in the game, so I can't summon anyways without spending money. So yeah. So that's going on. The Gigantic Shin, like I said, HLJ sent me a message saying that they're going to charge me by the 22nd. So I've got to send them a message to see if I can't get that extended. They said there won't be cancellations for the item, but I guess that means that you only get a confirmation order when it's paid for. So since it's not paid for, they're technically not canceling mine. They're just saying that I'll have to try again later, maybe. I don't know what they're doing. Although it is cheaper on another site, but I still have to pay for it up front. But it is actually leagues cheaper to buy it on that site. So I might give it a day or two, see what HLJ responds to, and I might get it on the other site. So finally, all these damn extra physical equips will be useful. Yes. Finally, Extreme has a really good new unit, and Physical has a really good unit. So it's a double win for us. So yeah, I guess that kind of just leads into the monster arts. So this week, I should hopefully be getting invoiced from Beast of the East on the Destroyah. In fact, let me check and see if I have gotten one yet. I did get an email. Not from them though. It's from Nin Games. So eventually, once I get billed for Destroyah and get it paid for, and once it ships, I'll let you guys know. There'll obviously be an unboxing live stream for it. And same thing with Megaguirus. Megaguirus is estimated to start shipping literally within a week. The Japanese collectors, they should be seeing it within the next week or so. Genki says the 30th, 31st. But with Ghidorah, they were pretty quick after release to, well, I guess no, I got it after release. They were pretty quick after I had it bought, so we'll see what happens there. But I've known anyone who's pre-ordered from them, because I haven't actually pre-ordered from Genki yet. My only orders have been in-stock items, is that they're pretty damn quick. So as long as there's no shipping increase with Megaguirus should be here. There's a chance, if we're lucky, I mean extremely lucky, that it could be here before March is over. But because it has to ship, and then Genki has to get it, then they have to box their order up, and then get the shipping label and then get it shipped. I would guess I'll have it hopefully by the 10th of April. That would be that's my, if it's past then, I'm gonna be a little I'll be crashing out admittingly, because even though it's not Beast of the East's fault with Destroyah, it's Custom's fault, so I'm not blaming Beast. Destroyah being delayed has been slightly frustrating because it has thrown off so many plans. I've kind of talked about that before. There's some monster arts from my good friend Adam that I have supposed to, be paid for, that I told him until Destroyah's paid for, can't pay for those. So, and now I'll be paying for Destroyah. I have to pay for the 54 the next week, and then we have the Tamashi pop-up event the week after, and we have some monster arts from Adam. So we have expensive next few weeks. Expensive next couple of weeks. That's what it's gonna be. So yeah, pretty kind of admittedly a little stressed. And then we have like regular bill stuff within this week and a half too, so it's like, I've got to balance it all out. So we'll figure something else, or we'll figure something out, excuse me. Not we won't figure something else, we will figure something out, and it'll be fine. So I'm excited for Destroyah. I'm so excited for Megaguirus. We got even more photos of Megaguirus. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet. Let me just, in case, let me pull those up. But let me you never know what you're gonna see on my Instagram, so I'm just gonna I'm just gonna close the main screen for a moment. There he is. There is our wonderful, 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 wonderful man. Here we go. It looks like a mutant. Yeah, Megaguirus. She's a mutant, kind of a mutant dragonfly. This is Shinichi Wakasa's photos. He got a product sample, and by product sample, this is a retail copy. It looks really, really good. It's really yellow. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, people are being dumb. Looks very, very nice. It looks good. Little bit of sloppiness on the teeth, a little bit. This bottom row, top looks mostly fine. That looks like it's got like a little bit. Eyes look good. The figure itself just looks really good. And then he showed off the scale with the Heat Ray 2000 2.0. So she looks massive. Yeah, kind of. It's from a different dimension, is the best way to put it. Can I... Ugh. Wish there was a way that I could take that message bubble out. I see the conversations are happening. Thankfully, I think they're mostly work appropriate. So she looks good. Also, Shinichi Wakasa posts on different media outlets. On his X account, he got asked if the tail drooping like this is because of the joints, if it's joint looseness that it can't hold it up, or if it's his posing. He specifically said this is his posing choice for her. He said that was purposeful. He didn't want to touch the tail. I don't quite know why, but he said this was his choice. So I've heard nothing but good things about the joint tolerances. Not that we've seen too many product samples being out there. There's only been a few. Sounds like the tail can hold up still, so I'm not too worried. This shot, it looks really good. She looks awesome. I'm Position choice too. Yeah, having it slightly hang. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, James. This is yeah. This is she might still be a little, the monsters might still be a little small. Um because this 2.0 Godzilla Millennium is actually, I believe it's a little bit smaller than the monster arts. Um so Megaguirus might be a little too small for the well, just ever so slightly. It's probably not going to be too noticeable. It's only going to be, for someone like me who's kind of a picky ass with scaling within series. So I want all the monster arts to scale with each other. I might be a little picky. But otherwise, she looks good. And the yellow on her, I'm loving the yellow. She looks like she just the scene when she first appears in Tokyo, when she comes out and she first starts flapping her wings, that shot, she looks so bright in yellow. So that's where it kind of reminds me of the M1 Safubi. So I really like it. Is it suit accurate? Probably needs to be a little bit more muted, but I think it's fine. So I like the personal aesthetic of it. I'll say that. She looks a lot more yellow than I thought, but God, she's beautiful. Yeah, she's gorgeous. Batra reminds me of a wasp than what she might actually, than what she, I mean, yeah, Batra's kind of just more of like a demented moth than a wasp, and this is, yeah, it's a dragon and a dragonfly. So, but this is from a different dimension. So it's from a different dimension, but it's also based on creatures of the past, because the Meganula and the Meganulon are creatures from the past, and then Megaguirus is also there, but also not. I don't know. It's one of those points that doesn't. It makes a lot of sense and doesn't make a lot of sense, but it doesn't really matter because Megaguirus is so cool and the movie's so good. She stings Godzilla's. Yeah, that she does. I wish that was an accessory. I wish they gave us a whole different pelvic area for Godzilla, so I could have her accurately scaring Godzilla in the. That would be funny. It would be funny. I mean, I did guess that she would have her damaged bits, and she did not come with her damaged bits. So, people were saying that it sounded like Megaguirus would be a one and done. I don't know. I think we might get a decisive battle version in like 10, 11 years with the battle damage pieces. Obviously, without the evolution forms. And the white stuff that flows from her yeah. Okay. Okay, Shark. Monster vs. Mothra is my favorite Mothra due to her more wasp look. Yeah. It's beautiful design. Wish the monster arts was a little, allowed me to be able to pull, to make her thorax. Pretty sure that's right. Her thorax go out more and have a stinger, but besides that, can't really help. Sorry. Laughing at Tater. So yeah, but she looks amazing. Okay, let me say that. She looks amazing. I want her. She looks great. I'm not regretting my pre-order. I'm not regretting spending $120 on shipping right now. So hopefully she can just get here quick. That's about all I want. Now look at this. Whew. This makes this figure pretty tempting. If it looks like this in person, my goodness, it's hot. Yeah, he gets things. He's been getting more product samples lately. That was his last one for a while, though. Look at that. Damn. Yeah, because his next one would have been... Oh, he did get the Giga Destroyah. No, he just posts a lot of scenery. He posts in the morning. I like Wakasa's page. I like Wakasa. He's cute. Just the blue Mothra from Haya. I'm thinking of getting the newer one with the Benny Wire wings, yeah. His SH2000 looked way more green. Yeah, his And see, that's kind of what makes me think that maybe she's not actually that yellow, because the other sample photos, she's not that bright yellow. So I don't. We're at a weird spot. They might send him like a sample that he well, nah, she looks pretty yellow in that other sample photo, so she probably is that yellow. But yeah, the 2000 the 2000, yeah. Maybe he custom painted them to be more his style, maybe. And then or yeah, he might have high saturation too, you know. Wakasa's got his tastes, and we respect that because see, I mean, he's literally he brought the things that we love to life. So, or he's helped bring things that we love to life, and then he's just been such a cutie in the community. He's so much fun. Saw him a few times at G Fest. Didn't have money to pay for a meet and greet, but he walked out a lot with us. In fact, the last day that I was there, Adam and I went to there's a big mall near the Regency, and he Wakasa went there right after us. He got a taxi as we were going in. He stopped by. He was sitting out there, kind of just sitting, and then he came in and then he ate around us and was just very very nice. Um, Chatted with us a little bit, you know, did the whole like, oh, you were G Fest, have fun, and then he went on his way. Are you going to G Fest this year? No. I wish she had an alt head with her smile. Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, that would have been cool. That's definitely something that like the customizers are gonna put out the 3D printers, and that's gonna be cool, or the resin guys. So hopefully they do a smiley face. I'm sure they've got a more suit accurate head almost ready to go. So they just have to wait for the actual figure to come out with the ball joints. Brand new sculpt, so you can't guess what they're like. Are you am I going to G Fest? No, I really don't think so. I was supposed to go to Japan in July, but it's just with everything going on and other things, it's a little expensive. So I'm gonna wait till November, as long as everything with my passport goes okay. Um, and then so then I was like, well, maybe I could go to G Fest, but I don't. I don't think so. I think I have two rooms actually, so I could go, but no one else is going that I know directly. So I have no one to split a room with, or no one that I know enough to split a room with. I should say. There's probably plenty of people who would still split a room. I could put a Facebook post out, but um, I not people that I know enough, and because Japan is so expensive and we have gigantic shins literally coming out that month, and I'm probably going to be spending upwards of $1,000 on shipping alone by the time that the one for sure, well, the one up in the air, and then the Rick or the G Store variant, you know, I just don't know if it's possible because to buy one of those shins is basically my room at G Fest, and then the other shin is the other money. So yeah, yeah. I'm down to split. Well, I used to be down to split rooms, and now it's kind of like unless it's like my homie is like I am really a solo creature, so I like to be by my lonesome in the room. So but we'll see. Maybe this year I might split. We'll see. We'll see. Am I gonna get Wakasa to sign my Megaguirus? I would have to get a second one. I'm very anal about how I do things, especially with Monstarts. So if there's ever a Monstarts that I'm gonna get signed by someone, it can't just be the box of the one that I'm using for my shelf and toy display. It has to be an additional one. So in theory, not that I would ever do this, if I were to be a out of box and a mint in box collector, I would have to have three versions of a figure if I was going to get it signed, because then the third one would have to be, I would have to third one to get signed, even though one's mint in box and I'm never going to open it anyways. I would want that one to be my mint in box, and then my third one, quote unquote, would be my signature copy. So I'm super anal about those things. it's what made the Japan trip for summer a little stressful because the Shinkoho Seiho 30th, or excuse me, 60th anniversary Ultraman comes out here. Let me show what I'm talking about. Um, this set, oh, I thought this had a add to cart. Oh shit, he sold out again. This comes out. This Shinkoho set and Ultra Hero Expo in Japan, which is like the big Ultraman festival, is in July. So they don't have the photo with all the accessories. Gosh darn it. Um, well, we know the box has to be huge because this base plate is humongous. Um, this figure comes out in July, but all the Ultraman anniversary stuff happens in July. So if I were to get this figure, if I wanted to get this box signed while I was in Japan, which was my legitimate idea for this figure, is to get one of the Shinkoho Seiho 66 Ultramen signed. I would have to buy a completely different copy that I wasn't going to open for it to be my signature one. So yeah. So I wouldn't do that with Wakasa and Megaguirus. But like if Godzilla 2000 had another reissue, I would consider it for that. So like for this Ultraman, so I have this one on pre-order, and then there's a reissue of the standard one coming out. I'm probably gonna buy a reissue of the standard and have that one signed. I really just want Bin's signature. I have a few things signed by him, but I want an Ultraman item signed, and I don't have an item signed or an Ultraman item signed by him. I have I have one of his artist boards with an Ultraman head on it, but I want one of my figures signed. So this is my idea, is to get a Shinkoho Seiho Ultraman because the boxes are so fancy looking anyways. So a nice silver Sharpie on that, or gold, is going to look perfect. So yeah, so I was considering if I were to be going in July, which I'm not unless I win the lottery, which I don't get lottery tickets, so it's impossible. I would have probably bought 3 of these in Japan, and then bought my pre-order one, my Nin Games one, attached to this account. So then I could get one signed by just Bin himself, one for the full cast, and then I would have a Minton box one just to have an extra of these. Or I would have one that could be the regular Ultraman, and then the other one would be the one with the light up pieces, because this has the translucent eyes and color timer. Light shines through these. So this one would be this copy, and then I would have another copy that wouldn't be those, because I'm such a prick about like figures and having everything out. So if that all makes sense, did that make sense, that rambling? I'm a little high right now, so I'm not gonna lie. I would split a room. But we never met. Yeah, James, maybe meeting a few times. It would have to take a few years of G-Fest, but to round it back to G-Fest, I'm 80 to 90% sure I'm not going. I don't even know what flights are right now. Whew, that was a big sneeze. Let me look at flights. What's a flight to G-Fest right now with Delta? I've won a lottery ticket before, but the email looked too suspicious for me to click on. That's valid. That's valid. I literally had it on the G-Fest states. Because, yeah, I'd only go Thursday, and then leave Monday. And plane tickets are only like $400. Not even $400. I'd get there really fast with this one. Yeah, this is only $320 right now. Huh. I'd have to buy these right now, and I can't. I don't have money for that. So, thing about lottery winnings is that you might have to. Oh yeah. If in my state, if it's over 200,000, my name and the city that I'm at would be you have to publicly announce it. My state doesn't have protection because it's a red state. so they don't care. But they have a limit to where if it's under 200,000, then I can go private, which is basically, I believe it's anything under 200,000 lottery wise is untaxed. So it doesn't have to be taxed, but anything over 200,000 has to be taxed. So that's kind of the privacy rules in my state. But you guys would know if I won the lottery. Like, well, one, it'd be all over. Two, my purchase habits would obviously be inclined. There wouldn't be any of this bullshit about like, oh man, I'm stressing to get these gigantic Shin Godzillas. It'd be like, hey guys, I got all three versions of the gigantic Shin. They'll all be here on the same day. Baba Booey. And I'm buying all these monster arts from the pass. So basically, yeah, rob these people. I mean, kind of, but like, I'd quit my job immediately as long as it was like a lot of money, enough to to do whatever I wanted with. You'd have to move, yeah, yeah, and I'd immediately move. So once I got it all figured out with taxes and stuff, make sure all the tax stuff is in order, and I would not buy a Ferrari, no. I'd get like a Jeep. I'd get a really nice Jeep. Something with all-wheel drive. So, or I guess I could buy my dream car. I could buy a Camaro, but eh, eh, eh. I don't drive right now. My car is out of commission, and it's more expensive to get it fixed than to get it traded in. So it's kind of just waiting for the weather to warm up to put it up for sale. And so Larissa and I have her car. I guess I could buy her a new car, a nice car, because her car's paid off, so she could trade hers in. I could get her something really nice. But like, I'd have every monster it's on the way. Okay, so let's say I do the lottery. I think most of them are drawn tonight. I think the next drawing is tomorrow night. So say I buy one tonight, I win the lottery. I would guess it takes a week or two to process. I would probably have a Japan trip like within the month that I've won the money planned. You guys would be seeing just like hey, I'm going to Japan in like a month. Because money doesn't matter. So, and if there's no rules, once you win it, sometimes they say like, hey, if you win all this money, like you can't leave the U.S. for a while. So like if there's not any rules or stipulations like that, I would just go to Japan for like 2 or 3 weeks and like property shop, and then I would just buy a place there, so then I wouldn't have to hotel or Airbnb or anything. I'd just buy my own place. So I'd have property there, and then I would getting in would be the hard part, getting a citizenship, so that would be part of it. If I would want, I'd get 2 pet hyenas. Oh my god, I love hyenas, but they're too... Oh, fuck. Oh, scary too. Would you still be doing live streams if you won? Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, YouTube would get crazy, because it would be like, hey guys, I won the lottery, and then, hey guys, I got a brand new monitor, and a new webcam, and a new mic, and a new PC... it can handle everything. I also got the best internet. And also here's like $20,000 worth of toys that I have to unbox. So let's just unbox things for the next 4 hours. Yeah, no, I would be blinded by the avarice right away. I do have some immediate, like, in theory, like big major lottery wins. I do have a few immediate like donations I'd like to do, a few different causes that I would send quite a bit of money to. One, to reduce taxes, but to do a lot of good things. So there's a college program here in town, a music one. Would you do a rigged giveaway? No, but I would fulfill my promise of giveaways. That would be happening. I'd probably be giving away something every month, and by something I mean probably like a box or a few boxes. Maybe I do like 3 giveaways, and just give out a shit ton of expensive stuff. Like, I go to Japan, I buy a bunch of monster arts, and like I go to a Mandarake and I buy my own personal 62 for my collection, and then I go to a different Mandarake and I find one for a really good deal that's maybe brand new or like really good opened, and then I find a few more rare monster arts and then I give them away, when I get back or while I'm in Japan. I'd probably do that. By probably, I mean I definitely would. I would theoretically, in that a sense, I would do a giveaway for a gigantic Shin. So I would buy all three new ones. I would buy my own, my personal ones, and then I would probably buy one of the other three, probably one of the other two, probably not a Rick. I don't know if I could get my hands on another Rick, but I would find a way to get a second G Store one or a second standard, and then I'd probably give one of those away, shipping and everything covered by me, because it'd be like fucking by the time that it's all said and done, buying it, shipping it here, and then shipping it to the winner of said giveaway is probably $2,000 just in that one giveaway. But I'd do that for Shin's anniversary. Yeah, I'd do stuff like that. It'd be fun. Like, I don't know, like, I'm very greedy, but like, I've thought about it a lot. Like, a lot of people I feel like could sit down and say like, "Oh yeah, I'd go through that money so quick." I would be able to go through that money so quick. Sorry, I just accidentally tied a knot in my pants, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it. Okay, I got it loosened, so it's not a knot anymore. It's just a loop de loo. Um, I I actually have like a finite amount of things that I could buy. Um, Even when you put in like the big expensive things like a new home or a new car or two new cars, whatever Tater wants, whatever Larissa wants, a wedding ring for Larissa so I could finally propose, marry her, stuff like that. But like, I would guess like the first million and a half, easy, 100%, probably first 2 or 3 million I probably could wipe really quick. And then like all my debt too, all my debt and stuff like that. Of course, added in there. Um, like I probably the first 3 million I could blow through, but if it's like, say I win 100 million, like that's only three of, and that's after taxes. That's after taxes has taken 60 to 70% of it. Because I think one of them's up to 400 million right now. I think, or maybe that one already got one. If it didn't, we're using that example. We're just gonna assume they're gonna take most of it. So it's 100 million is what I take home. I can imagine spending the first 3 million, and that's it, and then investing half of it. So I would take 50 million and go and invest that. I'd get a financial advisor and have them go and dish that. So I'd have 50 million just to do whatever with. That first three, maybe even 5 million, easy. New furniture, a new house, however the new house. I don't know if I would go buy a house or build a house. So paying for that's really expensive right now. That's probably $1 million adventure. So probably closer to 5 mil. And then furnishing the house, making sure I get my dream basement, basically, is what I want. I want a basement. I've told Larissa about this a lot the last few days. I want I want a theater room that's basically just a theater, so I can have a big mini theater in the bottom of my house. And then I want it to still have rooms, so I can have a dedicated photography room, a full room, so I can have a normal desk, a set for gigantics, and then a spot where I could do a big diorama, have like a lot of photos and stuff, or like buildings and stuff. Um, Let me check. I'm getting really really high in here. I took an edible before this, so I'm gonna start really rambling. So I'm gonna take a pause on that. I'm gonna pinch that, and I'm gonna make sure I reply to you guys first in the chat. Ooh, I'm gonna marry her. Yep, yeah. I call her wifey all the time. Anyways, we're basically there. We're just no rings. So I definitely want to buy one of those giant shins if I won big time. Yeah, it'd probably be one of the Omega Beasts. That's very good. Be very smart. Yep. Wish I could have a basement, but we can't. Need a place to hide the bodies. Yeah. that too. We will. Larissa and I had a talk. We'll have a greenhouse, so she'll have all her crazy plants and dangerous stuff down there. So, but you know, getting all that stuff. But I want multiple rooms because I want a collection room, a really big collection room. I'd be buying back all the X Plus Gigantics, so all the ones I didn't have and the ones that I used to own. I'd get those again. Those would be in like the theater room because the theater room would still have a big wall along the side of it. So like I could have big like theater, 10, 15 people maybe really comfortably down there to be able to watch this movie all together in a group. But then one of the walls would be big cabinets with all the Gigantics lit up. And then so like, have friends come over, or fly my friends out from all over the country, to hang out and just chill. And like have this display where we're watching a movie that all the lights in the room are reactive to, and then you have all these Gigantics in the cabinet next to it that are all lit up doing their own things themselves. Like that would be my dream. And then I'd have my Shin Godzilla room, I'd have my dedicated Shin Godzilla room, and then probably 2 collection rooms, and then a photo room. And then upstairs would have hopefully enough rooms for Larissa. She wants her own like her arts and crafts room, a painting room. I'd give that to her. Tater would get his own room. We could get more dogs. Omega Beast is probably most expensive than the no, the most expensive large scale Shin Godzilla collectible is the I can't remember the company. It starts with a T. It's a 90 centimeter tall Shin, and it's like $4,000. So that's the most expensive. It's 90 centimeters, so it's double the height of the Omega Beasts and the X Pluses. It is humongous, and I would buy one. I know where I can get one trustworthy. I know where I could get one right now if I wanted to. I just don't have the money for it. So, yeah. And then after that, the next one is the X Plus G Store exclusive Furious Red Roaring Shin. It's not called Furious Red, that's the Omega Beast, but the Red Roaring Gigantic Shin, which is a G Store, a very limited G Store. Those go for about $3,000, $3,350, or $3,500. So they're next, and then after that, I believe it's the Omega Beast. The Omega Beast that I want, I believe it's a Taiwanese event exclusive, and it's like purple and pink and red and spirally, super limited. I think that's the next one after that. So very, very, it's beautiful. If you can find photos of that one, it's like a Taiwanese event exclusive or something. It's just super, super. It's a climax Shin that's just super exaggerated. It's beautiful. Actually, let's see. Maybe I can find it. Omega Beast Shin Godzilla Awakening. Let's see. Just remember, it's like a bunch of colors. Where's she at? Ooh, that's a great promo photo of the Shin of the monster. Where's it at? There's one that's like just multiple colors. It's ridiculous. Maybe it was a custom. Because like this is the regular one, and all the ones up here at the top were the regular one. Besides, it's this one. Yeah, I believe it's this one because this one has red dorsal plates, but the purple, I believe it's this one. That's the next one, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because it's like purple and red. This is the regular one. Yeah, this was fucking expensive even back in the day. Yeah. Yeah. This one's great. This one is absolutely great. I I'll say this: I wasn't crazy about this Shin when it first was announced. You know, back in 21, 22. What made me change around on these was seeing them at G Fest. They had these Shins on display. Um, let's see if I can find a good photo. Well, maybe it's G Fest. Um, they had like all of their Shin Godzillas lined up. Yeah, it looks like there wasn't a lot of photos. This was their wall, but then they had all the Shins lined up, and that's where I fell in love with the sculpt and the mold. That's when I saw it in person. And by that time, they had a few on sale at G Fest for a really good price. Didn't have money to do it, um, and then they stopped doing those ones. So, yeah, I would get a pet Cayman and donate to. Oh, okay, okay, damn, yeah, yeah, it's huge. Yeah, these are huge. The X Plus and the Omega Beast are gigantic, and the Spiral, the new sculpt for the Omega Beast Shin. This guy was huge. He's basically 60 centimeters tall. This thing was heavy. I miss my Shins. I miss all of my Shins. All these babies. Yep, it was nice owning this one and this blue one back here. It was nice owning these two. I can almost guarantee it. I will never own either one of these again. My goal is to buy eventually. Try to get these all back, one way, shape, or form. I will never own these two again. Probably these two right here. I will probably never own these two again. This green one is so rare. I might see this blue one. It's going to be really expensive. I never see this green one. I still have not seen. When I sold mine, and then when that one got sold, that's the last time I've ever seen a listing for this colorway. So I don't think I'll ever own this one. There was plenty of these at G Fest 2025. Just they were out of my price range, so I wasn't able to get it. So I don't know if I'll be able to ever own this one either. So shitty feeling, but you know, we had to do what we had to do to live. That's what's important. Curious what your experience at G Fest. I put the gigantic Shins on a nice big. I buy a tool shelf made for like your shed and stuff. I buy big tool shed shelves. So that's what's over here behind me. That's what that display was for. It was for my gigantics before I started running out of space, and then I had to start selling my X Plus collection down. What was this saying? G Fest. I've loved every G Fest I've gone to. Last year's G Fest was probably my favorite G Fest, so it was really good. 22 was also really good, but I think parts of me only says that because that was the first and only well, I shouldn't say only, but the first G Fest since COVID. That's probably the best way to say it. The first G Fest and the only G Fest since COVID that I've actually been able to like spend money and have a haul. Like, look at that huge haul. Look at that. My first X Plus gigantic I got there. We've watched this video a few times on stream. Yeah, back when I was able to grow hair and dye my hair and shit. God, I looked young. A little chunky though. I'm thinner than this guy was. That's for sure right now. God damn it. But yeah, it's the only G Fest I was able to go that crazy. That was like $4,000 haul right there. I haven't been able to do that again. 2023 was still really good though. Small haul. Oh, that's AMA, excuse me. There's the G Fest haul. Yeah. And then last year's was really good as well. Last year's was maybe my favorite so far, and it also was very small. Oh my god, I look so fucking tired. I'm pretty sure I recorded this review or this video right after I got home after being delayed all day. I didn't get home until 3 in the morning. I'm pretty sure that's when I recorded this video. This might be my favorite haul. Um, Even more than that one in 2019. 2019's haul was also very crazy, but those might be my favorites. But 25, I think G Fest altogether was last year's, because all the Ultraman Connection stuff was so good. Oh my god. And having the card game companies there for Godzilla and Ultraman, brilliant. And then the Ultraman meet and greets. Yeah. Yeah, Luminous showed that Shin off, yeah. Dang, that's a lot. So awesome. Yeah. It's G Fest is so much fun. There still is a vlog video for this. I still have all the footage and stuff. Um, it still might happen. I don't know if I have enough for a video. It's probably going to be a lot of voiceover and slides. But 2025 was crazy. I went and saw Godzilla vs. Destroyah with Adam, and made a ton of new friends. Or like, I don't want to say like, I wasn't friends with people, but like we were more acquaintances over the internet. And then like I finally got to meet a lot of those people at 2025, um, and like interact and like have fun and hang out. So like, um, it was crazy. And then once again, all the Ultraman stuff was just insane. I did the film fest, or Adam and I went to a film Saturday night. I can't remember what it was called. It was ridiculous. It was wonderful. Like, if you guys haven't been to G Fest, some people might still say I'm being naughty by saying this. I would still say it's 100% worth going to G Fest at least once. 150%. That I personally don't think that is something that you guys want to miss out on. Whether you have friends or you don't, because the first 3 years I went, I didn't really have friends at G Fest. I went with a family member, or as of 2019, it was with a now ex, my girlfriend at the time. And then I met people online, so that's where I started maybe hanging out with people. But and then 2022 was kind of that again, where it's like meeting the friends I made that I bonded with at 2019, started those connections with, and then joining Collect All Monster Collectors, joining that group and hanging out, and then surviving COVID and meeting everyone at 2022, and eventually making the friend group that now exists right now. My main friend group, all of that was bridged off of basically G Fest 2022. I met Adam there for the first time. I met Matt and Ian, and I believe Joseph. I believe Joseph was 2023. Joseph was 2023 and not 2022. Because I already... Yeah, Joseph... I met Joseph at Tokusatsu BTS. He was 2023. So, I already knew him, though, before that. But yeah, Ian and Matt. Jacob, I met in 2022 as well. Actually, I met Jacob a few times from Kaiji United, but didn't become fully acquainted until even after G-Fest 2022, because that was at AMA 2 in 2023. Is where I really got acquainted with Jacob, and then G-Fest after that, and then, everything out of that, birthed what it did. You look different over the years. I'm a new fan, so I haven't stumbled upon your channel yet. Oh, hey, yeah, that's okay, James. Yeah, I've changed. I mean, even like at G-Fest, this is what I looked 9 months ago, 8 months ago now. Jesus. And before that, I've changed a lot. Here, 3rd anniversary. Look at that. I was really chunky under that jacket, though. Here, oh my goodness. That's probably when I was at my heaviest, was right here. Wearing the Slipknot mask. Yeah, a little feisty. G-Fest 2023 right here. It's crazy. Yeah. I went on a big haul before G-Fest, and then I got a return from the job that I had gotten fired from, but then kind of had back paid, and I got a ton of money, so I was able to buy a bunch of stuff after G-Fest. Um, but yeah, at G-Fest I had no money. This G-Fest was stressful. I had to budget so bad, and even the money that I had right there, or the stuff that I bought there, put me pretty close on the edge, which was kind of funny because that happened this year too. It was kind of the same way. I basically I had a paycheck to go to G Fest, and then I had to make it coming back, which didn't work. But that's okay, you know. It's okay. We still had fun. Still had fun. It's been a lot of fun, yeah. Look at pink hair, small douche beard, and then still kind of that. This is like a, now that I look at it now, this is kind of like a really like late mid 2010s like Markiplier look, you know, after the FNAF explosion of his popularity. Is basically what he looked like, except he had longer hair, and he's way more handsome than I am, of course. But yeah, there's the pink hair, the black and red hair is in here somewhere. Oh, this is the blonde that I was supposed to dye my hair, and then I never did, so the blonde just bled out and it looked horrible. At the end of it, it looked great before that though. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's when I was freshly blonde. There's the pink and black, black and red. This is the split where I did half red, half black. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. I did a lot of crazy stuff with my hair. Yeah, I was always doing fun stuff. And now I can't do that because I'm going bald. But I had my fun. I had my 10 plus years of fun, so I can't be too mad, you know. Can't be too mad. Maybe one day I'll understand why. What was that too sharked? Was that about G Fest? Like not going with friends, like going solo? It honestly is really fun. But I'm a very like solo creature. Like, you know, like you know, like I have a lot of friends online that I talk to, and it, you know, like voice chat and stuff with, and YouTube, like all you guys and stuff. Uh, but like in person, like it's Larissa and I, and that's basically it. Like I still have friends that I talk to on Snapchat, but like I don't hang out with them. I don't. I don't see family. You know, like I'm very just like on my own solo, you know, with Larissa. So basically Larissa, I, and Tater. And that's it. So the thought of like being alone, like going to an event, it's the same thing like me going to the movie theater alone. I could go to the movie theaters alone all the time. If Larissa doesn't want to see a movie, oh, just meant going to G Fest. Okay, like I can go to movies alone. Larissa can't. So like, if there's a movie that she wants to see, even if I don't really want to see it, I still go with her. But me, I'll tell her it's just like, hey, it's Tuesday, movies are cheap. I'm just gonna go to the movies. Which we're too bad we couldn't have gone to Undertone today. So I really want to see Undertone, but I want to see it discounted. So maybe next week. Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah. So for like conventions, for me personally, like the thought of going alone doesn't really bother me. It's kind of why like this G Fest would be different in that way, because literally no one in the friend group is going, so it'd be just me going. So it'd probably be a pretty solo trip. Like I'd still hang out with the people that I want to hang out with, of course, but it'd probably be a pretty content heavy G Fest because I'd be way more organized and in the zone. I wouldn't always have like friends to go party with and hang out with, you know. It would just be zoomed in me, you know. So maybe if I were to go, maybe, I don't know. It feels weird not going to Japan during Shin's anniversary month. And there's probably going to be some Shin related stuff at G Fest, you know, panel wise at least. Not that I can get on anything anyways right now. Uh, but it would feel weird not to be doing a Godzilla event in July for Shin. Whether it is for Shin or, you know, I'm just adding a little Shin flair because it's July and it's the anniversary month. Not in due just solo Shin, because G Fest this year isn't happening just because Shin. You know, it's there might be Shin stuff because it's anniversary and people really like Shin. So yeah, and you never know. There could be like a small weekend run of the movie again this year. Hopefully, please. I would love to see it for like, if they could do it for like a weekend, just 1 week. Yeah, they could. They could do a Wednesday and a Thursday night. I'd go see it both nights. 100%. Yeah. What about going to gatherings with friends and stuff like that? Yeah, I don't do that either, James. I don't do anything like that anymore. That was my first, or most of my 20s. That's what that was. You know, the last town I lived in. That's what I did. I went out to the bars basically every night, hung out with friends, got drunk, partied. Not anymore. I've gotten old, and this is my excitement here. Like, it's St. Patrick's Day, and I have a ton of Godzilla beer, or, you know, PBRs that are Godzilla themed that expire literally within the next 2 days. And I should be doing a drinking stream, and I'm just not for it. I'm just like, I'll get high. I'll take an edible and get high. But I no desire to drink right now. So, like, you know, the party days are gone. Like, look at this balding. Look at the balding. Like, I look old. I look really old like this. This makes me look like I'm in my 40s. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, you know, I've aged out the fun stuff. You know, my social gatherings literally are going to conventions and hanging out with my friends and meeting people from online, whether it be some of you in chat or people on Facebook or Instagram, like just meeting people at G Fest. That's my social gatherings. Like, I do that once or twice a year, hopefully, or I go to a concert, maybe solo, but, you know, when you go and stand in line for 8 hours, you basically talk to the people in line next to you, you know, help time pass. I've made concert friends like that I know for that live in 4 states away. But if there's a concert in Iowa, if Slipknot's going to be in Iowa later this year, you know, I bet your ass that one of my friends from Chicago would be coming down and stuff like that, and we'll all go hang out at the front of the line. But that's it for social. My social battery is dead because of work at Walmart. Like, I don't. My social battery is just like, you know, I'm punching it in the ground and stuff. It sucks because work kills it. So I do my few events a year, and that's it. I would do it more for like conventions and stuff, but I don't have the money for that, you know. Now, we could go back to the lottery talk and be like, well, if I won the lottery, I'd probably go to every kaiju convention in the state every year. Every time, probably. Yeah, Walmart ripped out my soul. Yeah, 100%. Dude, Walmart sucks. Working at Walmart sucks. It's just how it is. The job itself is really good, and I have really good customers that I deal with. It's literally probably, like, customer wise, it's probably 90% are really good interactions, and then it's the 10% that are just like mid, bad, or really bad. Like, barely any of those, but whew, retail's hard. A few Black Fridays and a few holiday times will just kill your soul. It'll kill your soul. And that's okay. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It was a hyper solid second form Shin. Nice. Oh, I guess one of the other most expensive Shins is the Omega Beast Summer Wonderfest 2025 exclusive first concept art first form Shin. That's also, that just went, that shot up really quick. So I believe there's only like 100 of those or 50 of those, and it will never be it can never come out again. It was part of the contract, so that's probably up there too. Do you even have Defo Shin? No, I don't have my X Plus, and then I never bought the knee Android. I actually was gonna order it directly from Good Smile for a really good deal, and they sold out. So now I have to spend $100 on it instead of spending $53, I believe it was. Good Smile US store. I don't know if they get restocks on certain characters, but they had the Shin in for a while. Oh, Chad, I can't. I love my dress up, darling. I love Myrene. What they really need to do, they need to be giving me, where's my Gojo figures? Oh, it was $60. Yeah, because this had the exclusive beam for the tail. Yep, just missed out. And this, like I said, this probably won't come back in stock, so the standard one will, but not this one. Not with the tail. So I missed out on that, and then the one that I had from HLJ, no, I had one on Nin Nin, and that one had a different piece, and then the US store had the background for this scene. They had basically this scene. This isn't included with this version of the figure. And that one also sold out, but that one was 100. I thought that was a lot of money, but I should have gotten it because now I have to spend, like I said, like $100 on it, regardless, because I have to buy it from Big Bad Toy Store, and I believe it's $80 some there, or I buy it from here, but importing it's really expensive because I either have to put it in a box with a bunch of things that are expensive, or yeah, so, but maybe I'll do it like this because I already have a few things in my box anyways, so I still have these in stock. That sucks. Right there. Yeah, it sucks. I think I'm gonna lose my order for this from here, so regrettably it just be how it be. So I won't have any of the gigantic Shins probably after this week on pre-order, so hopefully the US ones can take a few more weeks. If they can come out after the pop-up event, we'll be doing really good. So yeah, I know. I'm a bad fan. I had to sell all my Shins, you know. That came with it. All my Safubi, my X Plus, my Shins, all of that had to go. So I'm playing catch up while also trying to play keep up, and I can really only do that with Monster Arts. These gigantic Shins are going to be the death of me this year. I had planned for them, but the Rick was a little bit of a surprise. I don't know why I didn't think the Rick was coming. I was hoping for a light up, and yeah. So this is going to be a tough year, and Japan. So we have 2 to 3 gigantic Shins and Japan. So it's G-Fest and all that stuff. Really, I have to make sure my pre-orders are paid. And where are the Defo Shins on your list? Those are going to be a while, because the USG store is going to get the standard Awakening in. But in Japan, I'll show the Japan one in a little bit. Oh, they did get some new things. There you go. They don't have... they don't have the, we'll do high to low. Yeah, I was gonna say. They don't have too many things that are that expensive. I got this guy on pre-order. But this is the standard one that doesn't light up. And if I'm gonna buy, start getting my X pluses back like this, and this is a goal. I do want this figure. Probably can't keep this on the big screen for too long because of how it looks. I do want this, but I want the light up. But if I go to the Japanese store, and Matt was telling me a little bit about this. Of course, it's not guaranteed. Um, you know, they have a ton of Shin Godzillas still in stock. X plus Shin Godzillas, like, to where I might not be able to like go and see it in a store. Not every store is gonna have it. Like, they have the light up. This is the light up Ortho, still in stock right now, and they're still in stores too. That's the really cool thing about this, is I can still see this in store. The red one, the red Shin Godzilla, they still have. They have the favorite sculptors line Shin. Where if I wanted to buy these from someone here in the U.S., over there in Japan without shipping, I would have to ship these back. That's the only downside. So this conversation changes a little bit, but we'll get to that after this. This is like $250 conversion rate. So if I was in Japan right now and I went to a Godzilla store and they had this in there, I could buy this for $250. Where if I was buying this from someone on Facebook, I'm probably spending $600 on it. On that note, when these shipped, these were very expensive to ship. I believe it was 200 plus each for these, if I remember correctly. The Ortho light up and this one, because I got them both. I believe it was like $200, $250 to get both these ships. The boxes were huge. They were long. We do have that as a live stream. Do you want me to play that in the background really quick while I faff about with this? I believe it's in here. There's Shimo. There's the Ortho. I want the red one though. I'll be honest, I'm gonna be spoiled. I want the red one. This is when I had to record off or do my live stream. Like, look at how huge this box is. Look at this different setup. Oh my god. I can't believe I left my A&W. That's so embarrassing. Like, look at this. Look at how huge this box is. I'm pretty sure this was, what was this? This was in 2024, so this was before a certain somebody came in and fucked everything up. The shipping for this now probably is expensive. So, still probably going to spend like $400 or $500 on each of these Shins if I wanted these. So, catching up, buying the things that I had that hopefully aren't going to be too expensive, even though they're going to be cheaper in Japan, are still going to be expensive because I have to ship them back. Oh, see ya. Have a good night, James. Thanks for hanging out for a while. I appreciate it, man. My newest Shin statue was cheaper on Amazon than eBay. And where are the defos? Did you ask that twice? I'm just trying to make sure. It sounds like you're saying, do you even live, bro? I mean, he might as well be a fake Shin fan at this point. Hey, I had all these Shins at one point. Don't forget, I had a huge Shin Godzilla collection. I had over 100 Shins in my collection at one time. At my max. At my max was, I think it was 102, I think, pieces of Shin Godzilla in my collection. I still have, even though I had to sell basically all of them, I still have a lot of Shin Godzillas in my collection. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 18, 19 up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 30 still, I think. And I've gotten a few recently. I've gotten 2 this year. That's really good. That's really good. And that's not counting the shirts that I have for Shin Godzilla. We start throwing the shirts and apparel in. I'm really very high then. I've got I'm pretty sure I'm almost at 20 shirts now that are just Shin Godzilla. Pretty sure I think it's 17 or 19. Somewhere up there. I have a lot. I love Shin Godzilla. That I do. I'm washed? Nah, dude. Nah, nah. I'm good. We're still here. We're good. But yeah, so like, look at this. I could buy this son of a bitch. This I might actually see. So here's the Shin Godzilla statue. So it's 38,500 here, and it's 375 here. But to be fair, this is free shipping. Where this, so this is probably what I have a yen to tag. Let's see this. Let's do some math. I want to show you guys how I shop online. So when I'm deciding on how I'm doing pre-orders or aftermarket or even planning for Japan, you guys can kind of see how to do it, because this is just what I've viewed from people and what I've learned. So, so we type it in. So to buy it in Japan, if I was at a Godzilla store right now and this hideous statue was there and I picked it off the shelf, I went to the register, I'm only spending $242 with conversion rate. But then I have to ship it back to myself from Japan. And I can't remember. It probably, so the US, so this price is probably about what it is after shipping. And I believe the store, it eats most of the tariff cost, if I'm not mistaken. Or it's built into the price. So this is probably what it's around. So like I can buy it in Japan and ship it back here home to Larissa, basically, ship it on a day. I have to buy the fancy pantsy, shipping from FedEx basically to even get it over here because of tariffs and stuff. So I could choose what day it gets delivered, so just have it on a day that Larissa has off so she can sign for it. Like, even if I bought it in Japan, am I really saving more money than if I were just to wait and buy it online? I don't know. It's the things that are sold out, like, this Shin, that's really hard to get over here in the US. And even the light up ortho isn't sold, over here. Or even this Shin. This beautiful, beautiful Shin Godzilla. Oh my goodness. I'm so sad I had to cancel my standard version of this because shipping was literally like $300. I just couldn't do it. This Shin is so beautiful. One of the best. After Megaguirus, there's nothing releasing that I need, so I'll just not import my highest stuff and I'll save up next for the OG. Oh, okay. Nice. The Sakai. Very nice. That's a good plan. Yeah, you probably could import one from Mandarake pretty cheap. Let's see. Has there been any good deal? Do you want the... When you say OG, were you just trying to say that about Sakai, or did you mean the original 2000 release? The purple dorsal plate, not the special color version. I guess we're probably going to see both here anyways. Yeah, there's only one Biolante in stock right now for 40,000. Yeah, that's so expensive. Is this one's the open one, isn't it? Oh, it's unopened. God, please stay in stock in Japan. Please. It's like $180 to get this shipped for FedEx. It's like $180 or something like that. It's really expensive. It's half the cost of her because she's 40,000. She's basically at 310. Right. Oh no, she's 250. Oh, the yen is down right now. I'm stupid. Wow. She's 250 right now. Woo. Yeah, so yeah, the shipping is basically just double her amount. I'd show that if I logged in, but then it shows like my address and stuff, so I can't show you guys the estimated costs. Purple one, of course. I kind of want the poster Final Wars though. I'm not, but not right now. Oh, okay. Let's see. I haven't seen either of the Sakais yet, so there's an original. This is very high on my list, the first 94. I'm going to be so frustrated with its articulation, but I have never owned the first release, so it's been 15 years, so yes, you, baby. Yes, the G-Star Shin. 18 for an Awakening, that's not bad. For an OG Awakening. 23,000 for a 62. Whoa, wait. No way. See, this is what I mean. You import that, 23,000. That's, you're not gonna believe how much this is. 144 bucks. But people on eBay want to make you think this is a $400 figure. You can just import it from Japan right now for 144 bucks and shipping. Probably about $90. 80 or 90 bucks you're probably gonna spend. So it's probably like 220 bucks. But it's still better than the $400 listings, so I mean, checking Mandarake, it's very good to do this. Yeah, look at all of these that are sold out. This was in stock for a long time. This is gone now. That sucks. Legion. There's a Kong. Ooh. It's gonna be so funny to buy the event exclusives. If these aren't, well, we know the -1 will be at the Tamashii event, but if the other ones aren't, am I just high? Did I miss the 2000s? Sakai 2000s? Am I insane? Oh, there's the silver. That's not the one you wanted, but 17,000. Is this one opened? Unopened. $17,000. That's really that, or 1,700. 17,000 yen. That's actually a really good price. Actually, that's really cheap. I would consider buying that in Japan. That's like $100 maybe. And these, oh, I might be ordering those. Where's the original 2000? Am I just high? There's 03. This sold out. They had one recently. There's 38,000 though, or 48,000. It was really expensive. But it's gone again. Oh, there it is. 14. Oh, they don't have any of these in stock, but the last one was 14. Opened. A little bit of box wear. Figure looks good though. Toes look really good actually. It doesn't look like there's, maybe that first claw might be a little scuffed right there, but that second one looks good. Can't really avoid that, but stop. That tail's loose as shit, but can't avoid that on this figure. Regrettably. It's not a bad price. And the thing with Mandarake is like the things that I can buy right here, it means that it's sat in stock for a few days. These don't instantly go online. They have to, you know, oh, I can get a Comic-Con explosion. That's insane. You have no idea. This is going to be such a... Ooh. I might put this pretty high on my list, actually. As well. This would be kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. I could have bought one when they were like $20 on Amazon, and I never did. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. I should have bought one immediately. I was a stupid kid. I was stupid. I was buying the Dragon Ball figures. I was stupid. I wanted to be caught up in that line. I needed it so bad. It was fun though. Having all the SHF Dragon Ball figures up until like 2014 was really good. Those were the days. I think I play with my toys now. I spent like eight hours a day. Wake up a few hours before school, play with my toys in the morning, watch YouTube, go to school, come home, immediately go sit at my computer desk and just play with my toys all day and night. Just Dragon Ball scenarios and watch anime. That's all I did. Whew, I loved. And once I finally started getting Monster Arts, like the original 93 and G-Fest 2013, I bought 4 Monster Arts. I got Space Godzilla, Burning Godzilla, Junior, and Fire Rodan. It just set me off. It was so cool. I was scammed out of getting the 20, but I do have all the blue. I have the all blue. Yeah, nice. I want that one too. It sounds like I'll probably be able to get it in Japan. Iris is really cheap in Japan. Holy moly. But this box is huge, so like she'd basically be her own luggage. I'd have one of my suitcases would basically just be her. So that would suck. Because she's too big to be a carry-on. She's huge. She's fucking huge. And I should be she's part of my she's the other thing in my order from a certain somebody. She's the expensive thing in the order. So hopefully, if he still decides to sell it, once I am ready to pay for that. Yeah. So I shouldn't need Eurus by that time. Should be here at the collection, hopefully. But if he doesn't want to sell it, then absolutely I'll probably just buy it in Japan. No need for 62 because there will be a movie graphic. Well, at that price, well, yeah. You'll probably still be able to import it by then. Ooh, they don't have any special color King Ghidorahs either. Shit. That's not good. Because this was a really good price. I almost bought this. Almost bought this right before shipping went really expensive. And before I lost my job. This was actually going to be one of my next purchases. Shoot. Not good. I always forget that this has the beams and the kids ship. And the base. That base is so cool. I almost got one of these originally right before Amazon sold out. I almost got one of these for, I think it was $98. And I didn't get it. And I should have. I just didn't have the money. And then it sold out. I was able to get the special color Destroyah. Wasn't able to get this Ghidorah though. It was a very sad day when they sold out and it shot up to 180. It hurt. It hurt so bad. Well, what can you do? When you don't have the money, you don't have the money. You know, got bills to pay and stuff. I'd love to get Gigan in Japan. Oh, God. I'm going to be hunting him down. I'm told these are pretty popular, so I'm gonna be hunting. So, just save for the other big girl. Kaiser. I'll be King Kaiser. But Kaiser will be, I'll be importing Kaiser, because even if Kaiser comes out in November, Kaiser would come out at the end of November, so I'll already be back in the US by the time she comes out, so. Yeah, the Bachelor and Mothra set. I had this set. This was fun. I would really like an 03 Kiryu. 03 Kiryu and Shinigawa Final Battle Kiryu are really high on my list. Extremely. In fact, I would dare say like this one, 37. Now this is expensive. I would dare say this is probably for me when I get in Japan. This is probably a buy on site purchase. I've made a list of basically things that I see in Japan. If I see it, as long as it's not broken or missing anything, it's basically just a guaranteed buy. So if this was opened, as long as the joints felt fine, there wasn't any scuffs, and it had everything, basically whatever price it would be, even if it was more than this unopened price, I'd basically instantly buy it. So I have a list. I have basically 10, 12 things that is building up. Monsters I got done. Let's see. Yeah, Kiryu's number one. This Kiryu's number one on my list, because this finishes out the Destroyah Monsters Melee character cast. Once I get him, then it's Organ Megalon, who don't exist. There's no figures of them. So once I get Kiryu, it's just waiting on 2 brand new figures. Because I'm going to do the Showa Ghidorah as the Ghidorah in the game, and Mecha King Ghidorah is going to obviously be Mecha King Ghidorah from Heisei. So I don't need a Heisei Ghidorah to complete that lineup anymore. And then we have Anguirus and Rodan and Gigan and both 2000 Godzilla and Heisei. Because I'm going to use my 91 personally. Ooh, my phone is doing weird things. Stop. No. Stop. Somehow my phone's been activating AI lately. It's been kind of weird. So it right there is just trying to pick up on me. Wait. Do you have Hedora? I did have. Oh yeah, no. Biolante is also a buy on site. The special color version specifically. She's a buy on site. That's why seeing this one, this is one of the stores I go to. This is one of the main ones. Seeing this unopened one, I just need this to stay there for me. I don't care if it doesn't have the shipper. At 40,000, that's a hell yes person. That's, I believe it's 480, 450. Wow. Yeah. Less than what I spent on USD 5 years after this release. This is what the people that want to complain about Monster. This is still expensive. And obviously, if you were to buy this online, you have to pay for shipping. And like I said, shipping is basically what you're spending on her is what you're spending on shipping. But resellers want you to think that these are more expensive than they actually are. So I don't have a collection room. I have a lot of space. Yeah, we'll get Orgo one of these days. I would. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we got to the end of the year for Tamashii, the Tamashii Nations event in 2026, so in November. I wouldn't be surprised if we got there and Orga was a tease of some sort. That would not blow my mind at all. So that's my guess of this year is that we will that's specifically when I think we'll see Orga, but I do think regardless we could see Orga this month, with Megaguirus coming out. They could just drop an Orga and a Heat Ray 2000 just like that. Because they know they can. The Heat Ray 2000 will sell better than Orga, and everyone wants Orga, but no one's going to want to spend $300 some on Orga, 400, whatever it's going to be after shipping. eBay definitely wants you to think these are more expensive or scalpers. Yeah. And the people who don't like this line, or this line, that like to, say that it's expensive. Now, this is still, don't get me wrong, $250 is still very expensive even before shipping. But it's not, this isn't like a $600 figure. I mean, even after shipping, if shipping's $200, it's still only $450. Still expensive as Legion, but but like going to Japan for this, spending $250, hell yeah, immediately, sure. So this is kind of the stuff with Japan that I'm planning on, and bags and stuff. Bags are going to be expensive. She's like half a bag herself, and then she's got batteries, so I have to be very careful on how I have her. I'm basically, if she comes with batteries, I'm going to have to properly dispose of them in Japan. I would have to properly dispose of them in Japan, and then she'd have to fly with no batteries in her. And then in the US, I'd have to rebuy them, or rebuy a pair to put in her. So, if the light up even still works. And then I don't know, would you guys be interested? So like when I start rebuying some of these figures, getting these figures into my collection again, do you guys want me to do like special videos? Like being like, was this, like I could do was it worth rebuying, paying aftermarket prices for these figures? Even though technically, theoretically, if I was in Japan right now at this Mandarake buying this Biolante, I actually spent more for it with the USD from Big Bad Toy Store than if I bought this right now. If I bought this for $250, I bought it cheaper than I did 5 years ago, because she was $329, if I'm not mistaken, when she came out. She was $329, and she had a down payment. I think it was like $30, but after shipping, because I wanted the really fast shipping, I think I spent like an extra like $40 on shipping. So she was almost $400, if I'm not mistaken, after everything was said and done. But boy, we have that video actually. Not that we're gonna watch it. We have that video. This, I believe, actually, if I'm not mistaken, if we're talking about this Biolante, I believe this Biolante is the start of my channel is her unboxing. It is right there. This is the video that I started up the channel again.
Okay, hey guys, what's up?
This video.
Not back yet, but I thought I'd make a video.
5 years ago.
Another holy grail today.
This is what started it all.
Yeah, I think you guys.
Again.
So let's
But for real. Here it is, yep. COVID time. That's why it was so expensive to ship. This restarted my Godzilla collecting. You can see I have some of my monster art surrounding all of my Dragon Ball figures. Because at this point, I think I was missing just a few SHF DBZ characters. At this point, I think. Yeah, I get Jace right after this. This Jace is one of the last unboxings. I just got the Kid Gohan exclusive from Anthony's Customs. I remember around this time, because yeah, I bought a bunch of figure arts for Christmas, and then I got Biollante and the Kiryu reissue as well. Here, we'll do oldest. Because yeah, I did upload. I tried doing a little bit. This is the Destroyah review, or the unboxing, the special color version. This was my first paycheck from Walmart when I first started at Walmart back in the day. This was my reward to myself. I bought this Destroyah special color version. I got the last one on Amazon that Amazon had for retail. And then I kind of upload. Still uploading. I'm doing pretty good. That's a lot of videos in 1 month. I did pretty good right there. And then I post this Goku, and then I just stop. And then 2019 G-Festival, absolutely. And then this is 2020. This is during G-Con Online. Kyle Yount threw away. It was basically a online G-Fest with panels and sales shows and stuff. It was a lot of fun. And I started posting these because that got me into the Godzilla content creator. It's like, oh yeah, dude, I this perfect time during COVID. Monster X review tomorrow. Yeah. If Monster X isn't on the list, but if I can find one that's unopened, really cheap in Japan, which isn't hard, yeah, I'd buy Monster X. Selling an SH Biollante really is a crazy thing. Yeah, and I sold it for really cheap. I think I sold it for $240 when I sold it 3 years ago. I was stupid, dude. I was trying to buy Safubi and pay my bills. Yeah. Yep. So this was 2020. And then I was actually, out of all of my starts besides this, obviously the currently active run, technically, even though there was a gap because I was on hiatus a few times last year and the year before, technically official hiatuses. This is technically my strongest start until a life event happened between this and a review that is somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but it is somewhere. The completed review of a Figma Jolter figure from Fate Grand Order, and do that life event. I never posted it. It's actually on my Instagram. One of my first Instagram posts. Sorry, I'm kind of like getting nostalgic a little bit, so I'm kind of enjoying like going down memory lane, which is just leading me to babble. So I apologize if this isn't too interesting, but you guys got me gabbing, so hopefully it's still enjoyable for y'all. Yeah, because we can literally see this post right. Where's it at? Here. See? So here's the Biollante. Here's the Biolante screenshot. I remember pre-ordering her. Then here's me filming for the review, the Jolter. There's a SHF, I believe that's UI Goku laying down in the background. And then something happened, and then it all stopped for a little while. But I did post. This was the Great Ape Giant Vegeta, the first release when this came out. That's what this was, right before I moved out of this place that I had been living in for 4 years. If you don't like X, make sure you throw it at the wall. Hopefully, because it seemed like a lot of the Japanese collectors got really good really good QC Monster X's that weren't completely terrible somehow. Hopefully I get a good one over there and we don't have to worry about it. Yeah, I posted that, and then I posted when I was moving. And then at this house, life was spiraling down very quickly. But I was taking photos. I was getting back into taking photos. And I can't believe I posted these online with those trash bags. There's that's just got stuff in it. It's not actual trash. But I still can't believe I posted those. This is embarrassing. And then the Unis Honest. Unis Honest happened, and I was very sad. And that actually is what got me started this final time. So it didn't start out with YouTube videos. I remember I was still considering YouTube, but I didn't know where I wanted to start yet. So I switched and I started posting on Instagram. And I was posting pretty consistently on Instagram, as you can see. I even posted unboxing videos on Instagram before I posted her, rather than posting them on YouTube. God, what a horrible video. Really good QC problems. No, a perfect one that doesn't fall apart or have missing pieces. Why did I post this? Yeah, so I did that, and I did this because, yeah, this was technically, I did get this beforehand. I got this right before these sold out, and I was really, I kid you guys not. This was the Gohan I was talking about that I got from Anthony's Custom, this Kid Gohan, and then I got this a little bit before Christmas as well, because this is where I caught up with my SHF collection. There it is. See, there's that Super Boo down on the bottom, right there. One of the best figures ever, right next to one of the other best figures ever, Broly. These two were gods, literal gods. And Great Ape Vegeta, honestly, great figure as well. I really wish I could get the event exclusive. I am not going to have that type of money when I go to the pop-up event. I'm still kind of considering maybe, because they said the event exclusive, so there might be some Beast Gohans. I might buy the Beast Gohan if I see it. The Demon King Piccolo would also be really cool, but I don't have that money. The reissue Full Power Broly is out. There's the Z Broly, because this is the Dragon Ball Super Shelf. See, I put them kind of in order. Well, I did Heroes kind of in order by characters, so like all the Gokus are next to each other, obviously. And then it's the Vegetas, and then, or at least the good Vegetas, and then Gohan. This is where it gets a little sloppy. That Ultimate Gohan back there sucked anyways. And Stinky Gotenks sucks in Future Trunks and Piccolo, stuff like that. But the villains, like Ginyu, oh my god, I want Ginyu. But yeah, this Burning Godzilla right here is what really started things. I always credit it to Biollante, but I've never given this figure the credit it really deserves. Better than anything I could do. I don't know how to edit videos. Editing isn't really... Once you get an editor, it depends. Like, if you want to do it with your phone, Like a lot of the phones, like if you have an iPhone, you probably have iMovie like pre-built in. iMovie is really fun. It's really simple once you just kind of practice on it. Don't have to post things. You can kind of just go and play on it with for a few hours. Um, or if you have Samsung, I think they have one of their editing video apps. YouTube also now has a creator app that's just an edit. YouTube Create Studio. A YouTube Create, which basically is just a direct. You can do a direct to YouTube from there, so you can edit your video in there, post it. That's on your phone. It's pretty cool. It has some AI options, so I mean, like you have to kind of be careful on that, unless you want to use AI, which is fine. Whatever. Um, please don't. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. This is what started. It was Godzilla versus Kong, and this burning Godzilla just shot me right back because then I was literally like we were gonna move like a month and a half after I did this, but then I'll be getting a new PC next month, and I did not do that. I failed. I did not get a new PC. The money that I was gonna get for a new PC went into new toys. I bought a shit ton of Bandai Movie Monster Series figures after this, and Monsters and stuff. And Biollante herself. So, but yeah, I remember we were literally gonna move in like a month, but then I brought out all my toys. Started doing photos. Yep. And then I took kind of like a little bit of a break. And then Biollante. And then I got Jace. And then the Kiryu Goji, which got misplaced. I remember they placed this like 4 houses down from the one I was actually at. I was so pissed. And it was behind someone's car, and you couldn't see it. So if that person had driven out of their driveway, they would have just ran over the box. Destroyed my Kiryu Goji. Yeah, there it is with the Kiryu. I loved this Kiryu. I forgot I had this lime blue Xbox One controller. Oh, gross. I forgot about that. I have an Android. Yeah, there should be... What's Android? Well, I mean, you can still use YouTube Creator. You just don't have to post the video after you're done editing it. You kind of just like, you know, practice in there. Here it was for COVID. I loved this shirt. I won't lie, guys. This was like... such a good time. This movie, when Godzilla vs. Kong came out, this was so crazy for the community. You can see I just start buying new and old, all from Showcase. I got an actual like background and stuff. This is where I like legitimately started getting serious with YouTube. You know, this is it. See, and then I have like I sell a bunch of stuff. I don't know why these are still public. Maybe these aren't public, and you all can see them because we're on me. Dumb face. But, like then we move again. And instead of Dragon Ball display, it's oh my god, this photo's horrible. Yeah, but then I got that Gigan for a really good deal. I got that Chainsaw Gigan for like $30. That was such a good deal. That was a good time. I'm sorry if I'm being boring, everyone. You guys got me just going down memory lane. It feels good. Here's my Marmot Shin, I remember. Oh... so cool. Yeah. I got Raditz. UI Goku sign. Oh, this is when people legitimately lost their orders. There was a tsunami or on the shipment that was carrying these Gokus, because these Gokus got delayed because of COVID stuff, and then the boat that actually had these Gokus, it was confirmed, had the orders for this run and a few others, and there was confirmed like shipments got thrown overboard. And I remember that's what happened to some people as their UI Sign Goku got lost at sea. Obviously mine wasn't. Very fortunate. Even though I eventually did sell it, but yeah, this is when things started to get serious for the channel, and yeah, here it is. Everything going on, and a few aspirations I had that never happened. And here, I still think about going back to that project legitimately. But I haven't yet. Yeah. Everything through, and then we kind of post and kind of don't. Throughout the time here, we kind of do, kind of don't. Do start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. You can literally, I can see it just by looking at the photos where I start and stop, like right here, start and stop, start, stop. Yeah, it's funny. But we're gonna be more consistent on Instagram, so, and YouTube. We're gonna try. We're gonna do our best. Do you pose my Godzilla's with his hands like in the movie? Monster X cameo, yes, yeah. Yeah, Monster X was in there, yeah. Um, I do a little bit of both. So like sometimes I put, so like right now, I've taken a few figures off the shelf for the next review, but also because some of these are my next figures I want to take photos of. I got the -1 minus color Goji. Obviously, he's in a pretty minus Goji pose. Nothing crazy, but I'm sure a few of my photos is going to be him fighting somebody he doesn't obviously fight, and it's probably going to be in a more Dragon Ball comic book-esque pose, you know. They're going to be wilder. That's likely. I'd like to do a little bit of both. So like, where's a good example? So like here, like, you know, crazy poses. That's kind of suit like. That's kind of suit like. Suit like. Suit like. You know, these are kind of. I'm taking photos that kind of like what the suits would probably be able to do, but then there's photos like this. This isn't what the suits look like. This looks like an anime or Dragon Ball, you know, where it's more wide, and then this is more, you know, back to the tokusatsu and more tokusatsu poses. I like to take photos of like everything, you know. I like to do a little bit accurate. This one's kind of comic book-esque because he doesn't do this to 2000, but he does kind of do this to 2021. So like, you know, Mechagodzilla kind of fits in both. He doesn't headbutt anyone kind of like that, but you know, I take both. Or this is all like a what if Ella King was in the MonsterVerse. Definitely like kind of Dragon Ball, just kind of like kaiju fight reenactments here. Like realistically, Kong would probably react like this and something like this would happen. But at the same time, it's still kind of fantasy and like, you know, anime like and over exaggerated, even though it already is kind of over exaggerated because it's giant monsters fighting, you know. But I like to have fun with it. I like to do things that are realistic to the kaiju and not. Gotta recreate 18 and Vegeta with Scar King and -1. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So like with Shin specifically, I didn't notice that you said Shin. That's my bad. With Shin, most of mine are in like a realistic pose. Like they, you know, my ortho are right up to the side like they should be. My frozen Shin are mostly what it looks like in the movie. My awakenings are kind of out, like he's, you know, going crazy because he is, and he does have his tail beam coming out. My red one, because mine is one of the ones that the joints are really locked, and I've never just heated it up to make it, you know, to help it be mobile, are just kind of like not quite right. They look a little wide, like he's trying to hug, but it's kind of creepy. And the movie graphics are up and out because he's doing the flame breath. So like Currently, all of mine are realistically posed, but like I have photos where they're not. Like, oh, I posted one just the other day here. This one's perfect. So like these are kind of natural poses. This is Shin. It's supposed to be Shin uppercutting Ultraman, but I really didn't get the angle correct. But this is supposed to be Shin uppercutting Ultraman, which he doesn't uppercut anything in the movie. But this is like a unnatural pose for the arm, because you know I like to. We do see in the Godzilla versus Ava stuff that his arms might be small, but they do kind of pack a punch. So, you know, so I like to think out of the box. You know, try to show off Shin in a way that hasn't really been done yet before. So, but not like the movie. Yeah, I like to do both. Why isn't his head on the ground shaking his tail? Why isn't his head on the ground shaking his tail? I don't know why he's not. I don't know, Shark. I don't know why he's not doing that. Shin would break his hands if he tried to punch you. Yeah, probably. But in my universe, when I'm posing him, he can just take a beating. He just chooses to look like that. Excuse me, it chooses. Ooh. God, I love Coca-Cola. Shin is like a professional boxer. Yeah, yeah. He can just do the 1-inch God punch, like Goku. That's always what I do with him. He can just do the 1-inch God punch, but instead he just brings his crumpled up hand to you, and then like for a split second he closes it into a fist and it's super strong, but then he pulls it back and it's just his broken fist when it's reality. He's just thrown on a show because he wants to be cute. Shin got lessons from Showa Godzilla on the side. Yeah, yeah. 75. Him and 75 have been practicing this whole time. That's actually Shin Godzilla is just 75 aged up from the Hedorah fight. It shows the long-term damage of what Hedorah did to Godzilla. So, yeah, definitely. Don't click that. Imagine Shin now with the legendary Godzilla arms. That would be haunting. Shin's design does not work with regular arms. So I don't mind that they're, the way that they are. I think it really fits what Shin is. Even though once you start having like Evangelions to the mix and Ultramen to the mix, or even just other kaijus into the mix, it doesn't work anymore. It's almost a disadvantage, but Shin do find a way. Shin always evolves. He's like Magaraga. He evolves. He just doesn't have a timer like Magaraga. So Shin should be able to beat Magaraga, is what I'm saying. Shin's left arm is normal and his right arm is Evo Goji's. Why only his right though? He's right-handed? I don't think so. Little baby arms. Yeah, he's got the T-Rex arms. It's adorable though. I love Shin. Shin's design is perfect. Perfect. Same thing with 54s. I think 54 is probably literally perfect as well. They are just some of the best Godzilla designs ever. Those two. I'm very partial. The older I get, the more partial to 54 I get. I've always enjoyed 54. But it is kind of a little bit of a screwed up movie to be showing, for your kid to be watching, like, when he's 5 and 6. But 54 was one of my first Godzilla movies. He had to evolve to scratch his belly. If Shin fought Legendary, he'd evolve and beef himself up. 2000 to 64, or 62 of my faves, yeah. 62 is also a really good suit. But as I get older, I really vibe with 54. The more I fall in love with Shin, the more I have appreciation for 54 as well. And I think -1 is probably going to continually be that way as well, regardless of what -0 does for me. Regardless of what -0 is, whether it's good, bad, better, just as good, whatever happens. I think that's never going to stop the impact of -1, at least for me. And I think I'm going to continually age like that. Because as a kid, I really liked the Versus films, multiple kaiju. Didn't as much. I still enjoyed the solo Godzilla movies, but I didn't enjoy them as much. I remember when Shin was announced and it was confirmed it was only going to be Godzilla. I was super disappointed. I actually, it took up until the trailers for me to flip on Shin, and then it even further took until it came out and the leaks came out for me to fully grasp the what Shin is supposed to be and what it's like. Um, and then once I saw the back beams, I've that was it. When I saw the back beams, nothing else mattered to me. I saw the back beams. I was like, oh my god, I have been so wrong about what this film and Shin, and then the forms, and then it was crazy. It was a crazy time, and yeah, and that started this very delicious love infection with Shin. It took a few years. It took a very long time to dethrone Burning Godzilla 95, but it did. I remember for a long time it was 95 and Shin up until probably about that 2018 2019 time. And then Shin just I saw that gigantic Shin at G Fest. And that was it. That was it. It was over. That was it. Will you get a Muto? If Monster Arts releases a Muto, which I don't think they ever will, but if they did, I would. 98 is still my favorite. Godzilla. Shin is my second favorite. Nice. 98's fun. That was my first full Godzilla movie. It wasn't my first Godzilla movie, but it was my first one I started start to finish. I get my time machine and see you saying Shin Godzilla more like shit. Hey Dead Force, nice to see ya. Hello. I don't think I said that, but it definitely was like, because we heard it was a solo film before the first teaser, if I'm not mistaken. So I was just really like, oh god, I'm not gonna enjoy this. And then that first teaser of the people running away happened. And then we got that background. It was at the background. That's when things changed. When the silhouette happened, and then we saw the teeth, and like we saw the full reveal of the head. That first brightened up shot on the red backdrop. That was love. That was love. Haya has the female Muto. Yeah, but I don't partake in Haya figures. They're 7-inch scale, so they don't fit in scale with Monster Arts. Most of them don't, at least. And that female Muto specifically does not fit with the 2014. If I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong. That could be an exception, maybe then. Maybe I'll have to go and look at a few more reviews. Maybe if she does. Because I know she doesn't fit in scale with the Haya 2014. I believe it's too small. So if the Monster Arts does fit, because the Monster Arts I believe is larger than the Haya, if it does fit better with the 2014, maybe I'll give Haya a chance with the Muto. I'm not gonna go and start buying all the Hayas, but maybe the things that Monster Arts probably won't do for a while, maybe I'll grab those, some Muto. And then if Tamashi's like, here's a Muto set in 3 years, the Haya probably won't be available, and then I can sell it for a very reasonable price at that time, and then buy the Monster Arts, obviously pre-order the Monster Arts, and then we can just do that. So I might do that. There's a chance, maybe. Tiamat, they have to do a better color version for me. I really, really do not like her with the lights out. She looks beautiful when she's illuminating, but God, does she look? I don't. I know it's. I just can't. It ruins it. I'll wait until they do like an energy charged one that's just pink all the time. That's translucent instead of being like the glow in the dark or black light. Uh, See, I kind of don't think so because that's what Monster Arts, you know, is a part of Bandai, and Bandai did get to have a little bit of a probably have a little bit of a say in what Haya did and did not get to do. So like, I don't know if them allowing Haya to do all this MonsterVerse stuff means that Monster Arts isn't gonna actually do a lot of it. So like, we're not gonna be seeing like decisive battle versions and stuff. We're basically gonna get new movie versions, and then Mechagodzilla was kind of a special exception. And then everything going on is just going to be new stuff. So like, we're not going to get like another 2024 Kong. That's just the Beast Club, probably. We're probably going to get 2027 Kong, which hopefully will have the Beast Club with it. Please, please. It can be $100. I don't give a shit. Just let it have all the accessories this time. You know, I don't need to get us back into that conversation. But when SH skips Space Scar King, you'll 100% buy a hat. Nah. We'll be fine. Monster Arts will get the Supernova stuff out before I, anyways. And for Skullcrawler specifically, I don't think Tamashi will touch that. It really is disappointing that Tamashi never did Kong Skull Island, because I really think, oh my god, it would be so good if there was at least just that Kong from Skull Island, and then the Mama Muto, the Devil Muto, or not Muto, Skullcrawler. Like, if we just got the large one, that's really all that or that line needed to be, and they could have done it. I wish they would have done it, but it just was not that popular in Japan right away, so it just didn't happen. I think, at least that's speculation. I don't know for sure. I'm gonna say I'm pretty confident in the speculation that the movie wasn't popular enough in Japan, so there wasn't enough requests for it for Tamashi to do it, so Tamashi didn't do it. It's same thing with the Mutos. Same reason probably why we won't get like a new Rodan unless Rodan is in a movie, and it's maybe the reason we won't see anything from Monarch. Titan X does obviously ring some bells, but we didn't get anything for season 1, and I really think the Ion Dragon at least would have been a pretty cool like extra, or they could have at least done like a Godzilla 2017 Axis Mundi, event exclusive. I guess maybe they learned from the night color Tamashi store exclusive not doing well. I guess maybe they don't want to touch Legendary Godzilla repaints anymore. I don't know. Besides, like, when they need to launch launch a movie, which, if Godzilla's base design isn't any different, we're probably just gonna get another recolor of that original mold, the 2019 mold, by the way. So if he doesn't stay evolved, and the design doesn't change, and it just literally reverts back to normal, they just expect a repaint. Same thing with Kong. I don't know if they're gonna do 2.0s for them. It would be really, really cool if we could get an accurate 2019, 2021, 2024 body. It would be really cool with the evolved articulation, but better than evolved, so it can actually look up. That'd be perfect, but I don't know. You need to buy a blind bag set to get Kong's full mech suit. If that happens in the movie, yeah. Probably. It probably would be, well, it depends on how many other kaiju are in there, because we for sure know it's Godzilla, Kong, and the villain, who we all know who it is, but just in case, I'll keep my lips closed, but we know who it is. We have those 3 confirmed. We don't have anyone else, so like, if there's another villain kaiju to split up Godzilla and Kong, that could get a monster art. That's not enough. I definitely want that Tiamat since she reminds me so much of the Chinese dragon, which I like. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think it looks like a great figure. I personally don't. That's one of the ones like I would need a better colorway for me to get it. But I absolutely think the people that are gonna buy it are gonna love it. Oh, Larissa's home. Uh-oh. Tater's about to start going ballistic, everybody. Not enough kaijus. Have to sell all the parts in blind bags. Yeah. I mean, well, if you think about it, so if Godzilla reverts to normal, but he still transforms into evolved or has another form, there's 2 Godzillas. At that point, there's probably going to be like 2 Kongs. And then the main villain from and then probably another villain. That's 6 figures. That's just the same as the New Empire line right there. So I don't know. And if the mech suit's not real, I don't know what they're gonna do. You know, I guess what they could do, they literally could just release the 2021 again, the same thing, but instead of the axe, they'll have the arm. And then if the mech suit is something that they keep from the supposed leaks, quote unquote, then they'll just release a web exclusive version with the axe and then the suit. So you still have to buy both. I don't know. My thing is what they should do a 2.0 Kong, and they should just make, if there's going to be a mech suit, quote unquote, if theoretically there is, you know, they do an Aliens 2 thing, they should just do a 2.0 Kong, hopefully based off the model, more based off the model, and then just do it as like a $250 web exclusive. Just make it one set. Include everything with it. All the faces, all the hands, the axe, the arm. If there's a mech suit. I guess they could probably do that solo. Probably could do that, and they could just do what they do with First Form Frieza, and you could just take off like the top half of Kong and put it into a custom seated sculpt. I don't know. They've got options. They've shown through the Dragon Ball line they can do kind of crazy things like that, so you never know. It depends on what's actually in the movie and what's not. So we'll start seeing Supernova stuff probably this summer. Honestly, we might get our first like little thread of info and maybe some photos. Maybe at SDCC. Maybe. If not, then it'll be at the end of the year. I could see them, Toho, being like, "Hey, we understand you want to promote your movie, but we're working together now with International, so let's the summer into right before the new year be -0, and then after -0 is done in December, then you guys can go full, you know, full balls to the wall in December on." Kind of what New Empire did. Honestly, that's kind of what New Empire did. They could do that. They could. Not a fit kaijus. That main villain, yeah, he doesn't need backup. It wouldn't be a backup. It would just be 2 separate stories to split up Kong and Godzilla. Because hopefully they go that way instead. I want them to split the 2 up. I don't want the final battle to be both of them, unless there's a split up and then a rejoin. We're not getting the team up moves anyway, so might as well just have Godzilla finish the villain off and have Kong finish the villain. But nothing's confirmed, and then I won't be going into the spoilers. I didn't really get a choice with the supposed ones that's been going on. I didn't get a choice with those. I just saw those, so I didn't fully get a choice, which is fine, you know, because they're probably not going to be real. Because this is the same thing that happened with New Empire. We heard about an army of, you know, the Kong species going up to Earth and attacking, you know, the humans upstairs, and it never happened. Hi, Mama.
Give me Kias. Oh, he made it real. So good to see you from work. I get you.
What was our first Godzilla movie? You got me thinking.
Shin.
Really?
It was 100% Shin.
Probably.
I know me. No, Taylor, you gotta go this way. Nope. There you go. Go that way. Nope. Go on. Go on. Go get her. Good boy. Sorry, like I said, Loris is home. I want them to sell every single part in a $600 blind bag set because that would be funny. GXK came with a screaming and smiling head. I wish he had like an additional head. Shimo probably should have came with 2, or Suko and Mothra should have came with 2. There should have been a completely brand new face sculpt with one of them, and not locking the SDCC teeth gritted one behind. I believe that one, Shimo is the one that has that one, because we don't. That's the one thing I remembered while I was doing the review. We don't have the teeth gritted face on the 2024 paint job. Without the false tooth. There's only the false tooth head for that teeth gritted face. So this base figure is literally the 2021 Kong, except worse, because you don't get that other head that the event exclusive had for the 21, because both work together. You don't get that one. You get the false tooth one, which is technically the only one you need, but I would like to have that other variant. So they should have just made a brand new head sculpt as well. And a smiling one would have been cool, because then they could have thrown that in with Suko and Mothra. And they would, I don't know, it would feel like Suko and Kong would even pair even better, because at least there's a more like Suko involved scene head. I don't know. There are no Kong, yeah, and then there's 0 Kong figures with a smiling head, which I understand. Like probably the reason we didn't get a new head is because I do think they're well aware of the bashing of the head sculpts on this Kong figure. That's why I am hoping we do get a new Kong sculpt for the next Supernova movie. I am hoping. Don't think we will, but a 2.0 would be really nice. That's why I said they should just release everything for Kong in one figure. Just make it expensive, but make it a 2.0. Make it have the arm, the axe, if there's a suit, if there's not, if there's something else. I don't know. Just put it all in one set. Make it $150. Make it $250 if there's a mech suit, or make the mech suit just an add-on. They literally sold the rejuvenation machine from the Namek saga for Dragon Ball Z. They literally sold that as its own thing. No Goku or Vegeta or anyone in it. Just a face for Goku. So, like, I think they could just, if there were to be a mech suit in the movie, if that is something that they do, which it kind of makes sense, so maybe it'll be there. I think they can just do it separately. I think it doesn't even have to be one set. They can just do the figure, hopefully a 2.0, brand new faces, have it include all the faces, unless there's going to be a separate something to go with Kong that's separate. Then you can split them up. I don't care. I buy every piece in the line, every new piece, so like I'd have to get both sets anyways for the completionist, so I don't really care. I personally just, that's the thing with the new movie. I just would really like to see a new Kong sculpt, brand new, or at least updated engineering with updated parts. I think the base of it is fine, but like the wrists need new joints. Kong would benefit so much from butterfly joints. I think Kong would be crazy with butterfly joints. They would have to be big though. So, but like by this next movie, Kong should be a little bit larger. Hopefully. Like, that's kind of the thing, because yeah, in 21 I believe Kong is like 88 meters or something like that, 80 something meters, but I believe in 2024, because it's a pretty big jump, I'm pretty sure he's like at 100 meters almost, right? I can't remember, but like obviously the Monster Arts is the same figure, so it didn't get any taller, so like, you know, Just add that onto the 27. You know, I don't know. I'm just talking out my butt. With just theories and speculation. They just sell 6 Kongs with 1 head each. Well, they do. That's what Spiral did. So like, okay, sure. I'll still have to buy them all. At least they'll all have a Kong for each set of hands. So instead of having to swap hands, I'll just, for the ones that would be a change, they would change, but then they would never have to swap hands again. Ever. None of them. I could do some crazy customs with that. I could make like an army of extra Kongs with 1 Omega Kong. The one with the best QC and the best paint will be my Kong 27, and then the 5 other ones with the different heads will just be like the beta, just the bottoms, the grunts. And then if they have like, I want to switch the head onto the Omega one, I just pop it off, and they're just kind of like a fancy base really for the extra heads. I don't know. Need to make a 62 Kong? Never gonna happen. Nope. I don't think so. That's a hard nope. I think that's probably one of the only things I think now is a big nope with Toho. We've over the last few years, like we've seen Baggin and Super Godzilla and all that stuff. We've seen a lot of surprising things, and we've been told we might get more surprising things. I think the no list has gotten shorter extremely, but I would still say 62 Kong, Frankenstein, Toho Frankenstein. I meant you with your 5 extra. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't do custom things, so I don't think so, but maybe I'd make a small exception. I don't want to get on Toho's bad side. So, and also I have no 3D printing talent or knowledge, so I'd have to pay someone to do a 1 of 62 modification for 1 Kong figure. I don't think Toho would like that. It's a really cool idea. If I could do it myself, maybe, but I can't. And I think that's where Toho would maybe be a little sad, or upset, or jealous, or angry, or maybe they wouldn't care at all. I don't know. I want them just to be on a playing field with me. I don't ever have to be in their good graces or sponsored ever if they ever do anything like that. But as long as I'm not on their bad, if they're like Santa and they have a good and a bad list, as long as I'm always on the good list, even if nothing ever comes of it, that's all I want. Like I said, the rest of it, don't need that. As long as I'm not on their bad side, we're all good. We're all good. I'm gonna have to watch myself at Owaji Island doing the Shin zipline. I'm gonna want to just yell and scream, and my language is pretty barbaric. So I don't want to have a good time. I'm very excited. I'm very excited for Japan. I'm so close. I wish that I have a hotel and everything that I could book, but I have to pay for it a little bit, and I just don't have that funds right now for those. So I'm kind of just sitting here wanting to press my head against the wall, because I really would like to get the hotel landed. I found I think the perfect hotel. It's a little small, but it should be just big enough for pretty interesting content creation videos in Japan, because in November, it sounds like none of my friends are going in November, and although there will be probably a lot of people that I would typically see at G-Fest, will probably be in Japan in November for the -0 premiere on Tuesday, on the 3rd, instead of the 6th on the Thursday in the US. I'm still going to be by myself, It's going to be me alone So I'm not Airbnb-ing it. There's a few I have saved, but I want to go with this hotel. It just kind of feels weird to rent out someone else's living space and having to take that extra care in things. Like, I'm still gonna take care of my stuff in in a hotel, but like I don't have to worry about like silverware and that stuff. Like just recycling, being responsible in recycling, or for the things that are trash, throwing the trash away correctly. Um, but yeah, so there's one I really like. It is really close to where I want to be. It's in Shinjuku. It's actually, there's two hotels that I'm looking at. They're literally the block behind the Godzilla Shinjuku Hotel, Gracery. It's literally, it's the Godzilla Hotel in the street, and then there's a T intersection, and then on the ends of those, on either side, is the two places that I'm looking at. Um, One's got a really sick view, if I get a really good room, of the back of that area. So I'd be looking at the back of the Godzilla Hotel if it's tall enough. So I'm hoping to get there. If not, the other place is still really close. It's a little bit longer walk to the train station that I need to get on, the Shinjuku, one of the main lines that gets me over to the Akihabara and the center of Tokyo and stuff from Shinjuku. But I'm really excited. I want to get this stuff in. I'm gonna get my passport stuff started very soon. Gotta get that ahead of time. So, like I said, so like stuff like G Fest in July, I don't think I'm doing, because I have to make sure that I can keep up with the things I want here for myself, obviously, but also because I want to make content on it, because I like making content on this stuff. I don't do this because I feel like I need to. I really do. I really do like to make sure when I'm making content, I'm doing it because I want to, not because I feel like I have to. Which is why sometimes things take a couple extra days or sometimes an extra week to come out. You know, if I'm not, if I'm not in the recording mood, I won't do it. Which is kind of how today started. It took me a little while to get on the Tiga review, but once I started getting set up for it, I got the review desk out, and I got the lights out. Then I was like, okay, no, I'm ready to do this. And after a few warm up takes and messing it up, I actually had to record the review twice, because I accidentally, the first time I recorded almost the whole thing, it was 4K 24 frames per second, and the reviews lately have been 4K 60 frames per second, so on YouTube they actually show up as 4K. And I recorded it in 24 frames instead of 60, so I had to go back and literally re-record basically the entire review. I think I had one accessory and the ending that I needed to do for it in the wrong settings, and then I had to go back, change it, and then I busted it out. I'm pretty proud that I actually, at least with the re-recording, I felt way better about it. Once I got it into the editing process, I started cutting time out of it. It's a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but 13 minutes isn't too bad. I shaved off 2.5 minutes, just cutting out moments where I stopped talking. I just need to breathe for a second, and just some other stuff I thought that would work when I was recording, some skits and just some dumb stuff. So I'm pretty excited about it. The review posting tomorrow. What is it? It's about to be 9 o'clock my time. Holy shit, we've been streaming for 3 hours. My god, I have to get off of here, guys. You guys got me just gabbing. Thank you, I appreciate that. I like gabbing with y'all and talking, so I don't mind as long as it's entertaining for y'all. If it's not entertaining, tell me to stop yapping and go to bed. But I like hanging out, talking toys, talking stuff, talking channel stuff, talking this. So yeah, Tiga Power review tomorrow, and then hopefully the next review after Tiga Power. So this is why there might be a gap between tomorrow's review and the next review, unless I know Megaguirus and Destroyah are gonna take another 2 weeks. If I think I'm gonna be able to get Destroyah here, where's the list? What list? The list of what? The list of toys. What toys? I don't know. If I can if I know I can get Destroyah within this week, probably not Megaguirus, but Destroyah here. Even if it's like here, I won't post a review until I post Destroyah. So it might be like next weekend. Oh, top 10 Shma. Have you forgotten? No, I haven't. I actually, part of what I was supposed to bring down tonight before the stream, I have not forgotten, no. I was supposed to bring down Legion, so I'm kind of going through last year's releases and I'm playing with them all again to, you know, make sure I have had proper time with Mechagodzilla and the Suko and Mothra set, because I got those this year and not last year. So when I was gonna do the top monster arts from last year, I only had like 2 weeks with those figures, and Ghidorah I had like a week with, but I had Legion for a couple months in 2000, and Scar for almost I've almost had Scar and Kong for a year now. So I've pulled the brakes on it because I want to make sure I have my actual thoughts. So I wanted to make sure I actually had these figures for a little bit. So don't touch anything, just put Sugo at 1. Sugo's not number 1, but Sugo is pretty close to number 1, I'm not gonna lie. But that's what the current list is. It's probably gonna change. So Legion was actually supposed to be brought down today for me to play with, but I never got around to it because I wanted to make sure the review was done, because Larissa and I have Thursday off this week together, so I probably won't be streaming on Thursday. And work's been leaving me really exhausted, so I don't know. I can never guarantee that I'm gonna stream after work. I let you guys know when I am, but this week's been so weird with weather, so like getting home has been kind of an odd construct. So I don't like to guarantee those like too many days out in advance. Like I knew I was gonna stream today like 3 days ago, but I didn't post it until this morning because I don't want to tell you guys 3 days ago and then someone forgets. The Suko PF, it was a good time. I might bring it back. Don't worry. It's in there. but yeah. So if hopefully I can get invoice for Destroyah this week, it ships at the beginning of the week and then it gets here by the end. So the next review might be 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st. But hopefully by that point I'll also have Megaguirus around the corner. So there might be like a week and a half, or even a 2-week break between this review and the next one, unless I do something else, which no promises. Still drafting the movie finale reviews, group review, figure monster arts series, and I want a name for it. I'm not done drafting exactly how I want to lay that out. So I don't want to promise that, but I might be able to get out 72 or the New Empire in here. We'll see. Because they still do have to play with Shimo and Scar as well for the 2025 list. They were last year for me, so I do have to play with them a little bit. So yeah, we might get that unless Destroy gets here soon. Like I could be invoiced tonight or tomorrow. And I'll get it paid for, and then I might have it here. So just prepping y'all, but I will be live streaming. So obviously I think there's going to be a break for Godzilla Tamashii products and Gamera. I guess they could drop a Gamera release within the next 2 weeks. We need one. Or a Mothra release. We need one for Mothra's anniversary. It's Mothra's anniversary. The trilogy. The first movie at least. So if there's a new reveal, I'll try to go as live ASAP. As soon as possible. As that happens. It might be like the last few where it had to be later. A few days after the fact. But I'll try to. Good, bro. We need Mothra so bad. Yeah, we do. Mothra's on my wish list for this year. I was going to do a wish list video as well, but that one kind of... It's so hard. It's so hard because they do some of the releases end of the year, so it's like when do I do it? Leo and SOS. Yeah, I think SOS or Final Wars, because it's basically the same thing, would be a really good choice. Probably just naming it Final Wars because we have Final Wars figures, whereas SOS we only have Kiryu. But if they do SOS, then we could get the larva. And that's an easy release for them. They can either do the larva and the adult form, or they can just do the adult form and the larva as their own set, throw in some effects with the larva for everyone. Maybe not for Kiryu, because a new re-release for Kiryu 03, a Decisive Battle version, would need more accessories, so like the mazer from the chest would probably be it, or one from the mouth, which would basically just be the Space Godzilla one from way back when. And then maybe a breath effect for 03, and then we would get an upgraded 03 with the brand new articulation. So then hopefully they would go backwards eventually and give us 02 and Godzilla with brand new articulation, and Kiryu maybe with brand new articulation. I don't know. Kiryu doesn't really need it, but I mean, like, I would love a Kiryu that could pose a little bit more like a Dragon Ball character. He still poses pretty well from memory, but I would not complain about extra. So, wish list easy: Grand Ghidorah, Desleo, SOS Mothra, 62 re-release, Evo Hirai, Evolved and Megalon. Yeah, that's a very great list. Yeah, that's strong. Wish list, maybe I'll do one. Maybe I'll stream this weekend. I think I have Saturday off as well. So if my Thursday is Larissa and then I have Saturday, the 21st off. Let me check work quick, and then we gotta end stream. Larissa's been home for a little bit. I gotta go to bed. Let me see. I have the 21st off, so maybe that'll be the next stream is the 21st. We'll see. Maybe we'll do a wish list. We'll do a theme stream for Monster Arts. Because, like, technically I can do a wish list whenever. Because right now there's the 4 that we kind of know. Is this SH wish list? Not this currently, but like a new live stream. So like Saturday is my next available day to stream. Thursday is my next day off, but that's Larissa and I day. Because I had today solo. So Saturday will probably be my next stream day. Probably. So maybe that's what I'll do a wish list. I want the fodder Final War Edges as well. Hell yeah. So that's maybe what we'll do. I'll announce that when I for sure know the day of, sometime in the morning. So you never know. We could have a Tamashii reveal. Probably won't, but we could. Anyways, I've got to go to bed. I got to work. We've got LR Mod and Vegeta dropping in a few hours too. So, if I wake up early, earlier I go to bed, I think I can wake up. But I want some time with my lady. So thank y'all for hanging out, chatting. I really, really appreciate it. I always have fun talking with everybody. I am so glad having fun with y'all. Have a great night. Peace out. Take care. And we will see y'all hopefully this weekend. New review tomorrow. Take care.